What is going on, Cobros and Cobrettes? We are back today again with another subcast. Feel guilty for assaulting so many people yesterday, hurting their ears. People said their ears were bleeding. I'm getting, these letters in the mail for wanting me to pay for their emergency room bills for going to the ER, ears bleeding and all that. So I like to give out a big old public statement. I'm very sorry about the massive echoing and the loud audio. It is good, though, that it did happen in a way, because now I know the mistakes, so that way they don't happen during the No Man's Sky Con. So, am I streaming live, by the way? Because I still might be on private. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't see anything on my notifications or YouTube.
All right. Oops. Hold on.
Wrong
Thank you guys for coming back to Cobra TV. Yes, this is another subcast. More like to make up for last night, actually, for hurting so many people's ears and for subjecting to people to all the echoing and causing people out there to, the stream, I've been told by a couple people, was like a gateway into doing LSD, because I made them feel like they were already taking a trip on LSD. But we are going to be doing another stream today. This is not going to be super long. It's probably going to be about an hour, and we're going to be talking about next. And we're also going to be talking about planning the No Man's Sky Con. And with me, I got Snow and I got Grammy and anybody else that wants to come on and plan the No Man's Sky Con that we're going to be doing on the 16th, which is going to be called the Convergence. We're going to go ahead and get some of those kinks worked out. Probably not all of it, but a lot of people still haven't heard about it, so we're going to be discussing that as well. So we're going to go ahead and play our intro here. Hopefully no echo, and hopefully it's not going to hurt anybody's ears. If it does, please make sure I know in the comment section below, and I'll be right back.
You know about me and what I am, so let's get right to the point.
There's no intro.
Remember,
Oh.
I know what happens next.
What does it mean? I can see the crimson eye. Luke 16. No matter how hard I try. What does it mean? I can see the crimson eye. Luke 16. No matter how hard I try. What does it mean? I can see the crimson eye. Luke 16. No matter how hard I try. What does it mean? I can see the crimson eye.
Our demise is upon us forever. Prophecies have foretold the destruction of our universe. I encourage all travelers, interlopers, nomads to repent our sins and embrace each other in this trying time. Our universe is about to be reset. Our homes destroyed. All creatures on every planet will be twisted and transformed into new forms and beings. Fear the Atlas, Luke 16, and all the forces that want to tear apart our fabric of what we think is our reality. The end is coming. The end is coming. Find a safe place and brace for impact. I hope we're all the same after the great reset.
Good evening, travelers, interlopers, traders, and farmers, explorers, bounty hunters, pirates, and you strange glowing entities out there. Viking, Korvax, and Gek. May the Atlas allow my voice to fall upon every strange ear, and that this space transmission reaches every galaxy and dimension. Tonight we are broadcasting from the Euclid Galaxy, somewhere deep in space. This is the evening show on Cobra TV. Call in and let's make contact. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming out to another live broadcast here on Cobra TV. We've got Geeky Pikachu in the chat. We've got You Are Godsmacked and Lame Username. Jonathan Larson and Mark Macronicus. Captain Monday
yes.
Baker. Huh? What? What is it?
I'm saying it's Macronicus.
That's what I said. Macronicus. We got Captain Monday Baker saying, hello, Cobros. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? We're going to be talking about Next today. We're going to be talking a lot about, we talked a lot about this last night. Let me see if I could get the picture up here. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Don't want anything bad to happen. Let's see. We had this tweet here that we actually dissected like a one of those frogs in high school. And there's so many different, there's three ways to look at this, and I don't have a comment on it. I think maybe Sean Murray's just trying to be careful, but again, why be careful about an update that's done? And he's just, the guy poor Andre was just looking for a yes or no. Just a yes or no. So that's good. So yeah, we're gonna be talking a little bit about Next, a little bit, and we're also going to be doing some No Man's Sky con planning. It's going to be happening on June 16th. June 16th. I hope there's no echo. I really hope that there's no echo going on. Is anybody watching the stream on the call here? Is there any echo?
I'm not watching it. You could if you want me to.
No, that's okay. I don't want you watching Cobra TV.
Good. I didn't want to.
Okay.
It gives you an echo for a brief moment. If I turn it on to listen, I have to listen, and then you want to listen, come back. So if you want me to do it, I will.
No, it's fine. You Are Godsmack says the flames means Sean is on fire.
Okay.
Okay. Captain Monday Baker says Soundcheck is great. No echoes. That is good. Thank you so much, guys. So let's hope we don't have a repeat of yesterday. Mike Tracy says sounds good. Bacon Pancakes says hi, everyone. Big shout out to Bacon Pancakes. Okay, no echoes. All right. So as far as playing the game live on these streams, I couldn't do it before because we had such a bad internet connection. Now, since we got a new modem and router, we're going to start playing the game on these subcasts. And start going to places live, start going to your bases live on the subcast. So I think that's going to be fun. And I think we're able to do that now. Just not going to do it on today's show. But with me, I have Snow Obsidian and Grammy Plays. How you doing, guys?
Yo.
All right, so
Obsidian reporting for duty.
So we're going to be talking about the, No Man's Sky Con as far as dates and things like that. So if you haven't heard about it, it's going to be on June 16th. I keep wanting to say July. I don't know why. Because I'm thinking about the release date. That's why. No. But did I say June or July 16th?
You said June.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's
confirmed by Snow Obsidian. June 16th.
Stop trying to say July.
Yeah. And so, okay, so the update for No Man's Sky is going to be July 24th. So that gives us a big, still a nice little wait time, about a week or two. 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It keeps getting worse every time I try and fix it. So we're just going to shut up about that. So June 16th, it's going to be an all-day event. We're going to be having contests. We're going to be giving away Atlas passes. These are official Atlas passes. But Allison Smith and Hello Games thought it would be kind of cool. I'm not sure that I agree with it, but they thought it would be kind of cool to put Cobra TV on the back of these Atlas passes. I don't agree with it because.
Wait.
Go ahead.
And then I'll see why here's the pro for it. You go first, then I'll go.
Okay. So they're official Atlas passes. So I wanted people to have official Atlas passes so that they could say these are official. And they are. They're official. But with the name being on the back, Cobra TV, it kind of makes them different than everybody else's official passes.
Yep.
That's what makes them special.
Well, the other reason is because it's a memorabilia. They didn't get the alt passes the way the rest of us got them. They got it by being part of the convention. A conversion that was being sponsored and put on by Cobra TV. Next year, maybe it'll be somebody else's name on the back of the card who decides they want to do the convention instead. Because you're starting this new thing that you want to carry on, I'm assuming. You don't just want there to be one conversion for 1 year, 2018, and that was it, and it fades away into, weirdness. You want it to go and grow, and you want to be a sponsor and be able to get other sponsors, other, communities to put their name onto it and also be in connection with Hello Games and maybe other places like art places that do stuff. That's how you grow. You make the convention keep growing. And as an internet convention, the possibilities are endless.
Right.
So the pro of having the name on the back is that this year it's Cobra TV on the back of there. Maybe next year it'll be Hello Games on the back of it. Maybe the year after that, it'd be Allison Smith. Who knows? I mean, it can have other people's names on the back. But it then when somebody's talking about it, or selling them, guess what? I have one of the only ones that were sent by Cobra TV because that makes them more valuable because there's less of them.
Yeah, I guess they're different because Hello Games made them different. So I guess it would be a collectible in that right alone.
Yep. And then as you grow bigger and you're this spectacular YouTuber 5 years down the road, it's going to be worth
not going to
money.
happen.
It doesn't matter. They'll be worth more money because there are less of them for the collector. There are people out there who collect, and I know exactly how the collecting works because I used to do it. And now I don't because it costs too much money to collect.
I used to collect too, but
And so
I don't know.
TV stuff, did you?
Huh?
See, you're not thinking bigger. You have to think bigger. Because pretty soon people will know who Cobra TV is an extension to No Man's Sky and other things. And they'll be all like, I have a Cobra TV. I'll pass. You don't have one. And I'll give you money for that. Yeah, see? I don't need an alt pass. If I won one, I would give it to someone who doesn't have one.
I would like to have a little opinion section on here. If you guys want to call in, I've been seeing some comments being tweeted at me and things like that. So with the fact, and I'm sitting here, a lot of people are worn out by the ARG. Now, I don't know if that's because it's moving so quickly or if it's not as loud or if it's that we know what's the beefy part of this update. We've heard from Sean. We've heard some of the details. We've seen the cover art. We know the release date. Is that overpowering a lot of the excitement for the ARG for people? And they're more like excited about waiting, and the ARG isn't really, it would allude to that. Before with the ARG, none of us really knew it was going to lead to an update. We were just using common sense. Like, they're not going to do all this for nothing. So there's got to be an update at the end of it. So we were all excited throughout the whole thing. And sure enough, we got an update. So this time around, we kind of knew that there was another update coming with the ARG. And now that we have some of the, confirmed features, some of them, and a release date, it's like I see a lot of excitement for people diminishing as far as the ARG goes. So I want to get your opinion. Are you just as excited about the ARG, or are you not? And if you're not, why? And so if you'd like to come on the show and talk a little bit about that, I'd be interested in hearing what your opinion is. And also, what are you excited for next? Come on the show, talk a little bit about that. We're going to be doing some planning for the No Man's Sky Con. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between planning and talking about next and talking about the two questions that I just asked. And we're just going to have a good old time. We'll probably stream to about 5:45. Yeah. It's 4:48 right now. So we'll probably stream to about 5:45. So we'll go for about an hour and 15 minutes.
So 6 o'clock.
Okay, so can I get my thing in really quick and then it'll be done and then you won't have to deal with me no more for a while?
Oh, I love dealing with you. What are you talking about? You're so pessimistic. Who do you live with that treats you like that? Who
I'm a
treats
very
you like that in your
positive
life?
person.
What?
Usually a very positive person. So I have this part of my personality that I like to get things done early because if I don't, I'll never get them done. I have to
Be right back,
hurry to
guys.
places,
Okay.
or I'm always late. So the thing I wanted was, what did you want to name each of your categories? I know you could just put fan art, but for me, that just doesn't seem as spectacular as the curtains and what was it? Curtains and carpets. And then I've seen things. I like that one, but I don't know which one you. I think the screenshot one would be a good one for that one. I have seen things because they want you to use your quotes in the certificate.
Let me check here. There is already graphics made up by Spellcheck. So let me check. I don't think we named them anything catchy.
Okay, so he made the graphics backgrounds for the certificates. So is that what you're telling me?
No, they're the graphics for the video transitions. So we've got best screenshot, best fan art, best music, best cosplay, and I think those are the only 4 that he's created. So we got screenshot, fan music, fan art, cosplay.
I guess we'd have to ask Spellcheck if he'd like to change that, or if that's too hard to do. And if it's too hard to do, then we'll just go with those normal.
I like these.
You would like those. I like the idea that they wanted to put the quotes on because it made it very it connected to the Cobra TV subcast and the convention. And I know how you keep wanting to pull yourself out of that, but you're not looking at it from a person who gets involved with it because of you and because it's No Man's Sky and because I want a certificate that says that has this kind of unique look to it.
Well, maybe the certificates could look like that. These are just transitions, actually.
Right. But if you wanted to connect the two together, you might want the same name for each of the things. It's up to you guys. I'm just giving you options of how. This is exactly how I used to do it when I would work with companies that wanted to put on a convention or a fundraiser. When we sat down, we talk about how do you want to make this look? What is it that you want your public to see? You want everybody to have fun, right? You want them to enjoy and come together. But what does your public want? Public wants to see a certificate's a little different, or do they want to see a certificate that's we don't care? We don't need any certificates. That'd be good too.
Well, the transitions don't need to match the certificates because it could be pronounced, or announced like best screenshot. Will be the winner of an Atlas Pass, official Atlas Pass level 4, and a certificate courtesy of Grammy Plays titled I've Seen Things.
Would be good. That's perfectly fine too.
And then just a regular, just a regular transition could play that says best screenshot.
Well, then why don't we do this? Why don't you ask your callers that are watching? Why don't they call in or they put in chat ideas or send me chats? They can come into my Discord and, leave me a message or leave it on Cobra in the submit names they would like to see the certificate say. We have carpets and curtains, that for sure, because everybody loves that one. Because it's always being thrown back at you. Sorry. And then I've seen things, which isn't that how it said? The things I have seen. Is that how you put it? Or I have seen things?
That's an official Hello Games quote. I've seen things.
Okay. I have seen things. Okay. I thought it was you.
I've seen things.
Okay. That could be like the screenshot one. And then I can either make up ones or somebody else can make up ones and just give me an idea for it. So we would have, if we did carpets and curtains for the cosplay or for fan art.
Carpets and curtains. Well, that's that's trying to tell you to lower your hype. That's what that means.
I know, but we're not using it kind of that way. We're just using it as like a title quotation because you're famous for it. It's your famous saying, and then the other one's the one for Hello Games, and that's kind of a cool one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's
we're going to
not
put
one
on the
that you-
screen
that's a guess
some of
one,
Ray
too.
Rod's
Guess.
gameplay.
I love Ray Rod's pictures. So pretty.
Yeah. And the reason why I like to showcase Ray Rod's gameplay here on the channel, and is the reason why is because I'm pretty sure Hello Games has been paying attention to what he's done with the game as far as what we can expect in next. So it's very interesting.
It is. It's wonderful. And that's why I said that it would have been great if we could have gotten pictures that's on top of it. Did
Right.
you talk to him about that? I could send him an email.
He's in the chat that I'm in. Yeah, so I can mention it. Yeah.
Okay. We'd only need. You're gonna have first place, second place, third place. First prize is the alt pass. And second and third is.
I never. You know what? I haven't even gotten that far in thought if there's going to be first or second place. I was just thinking that the top winner is going to win the Atlas Pass. We have so a number of the Atlas Passes. We have 8 to give away.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you have 5. You have 5 topics, though. You could have another. You could have another topic, a 6th topic that could be the best of all.
Well, we were also thinking about, and I don't know how to organize this, but to have like a building contest where people get 10 minutes in creative mode to build a base, and then the audience can vote on the best base. And what we could do is they would have to live stream it, and then we could during that show set up. I could set it up in my OBS to show everyone's screen, and we can watch them.
Could you do that on one day, or would you like to? You could do it over a week's time. You could say the first week up to the convention, because in some cases, whenever there's been like,
it'll be live.
if you think about state fairs, you enter your product, right? And it's the first week before the fair opens that the judges come through and look at your product. So you could have a week up to when the convention was going to start and have people live stream it. And
this will be a speed challenge. It'll be a speed challenge. We got Stuart with a donation. That's beautiful footage from Ray Rod. Big old shout out to Stuart Ellis. Thank you so much, buddy. No, this will be like a speed challenge. So they'll get like 10 or 15 minutes to build a base live on the show. And we'll put everybody's screens on one screen, and we could all watch them build in a hurry. And then based on what they have after 10 minutes, the audience can vote.
So I would do first place is alt pass with a certificate, and then second place, third place could be alt pass. And then depending on how many people turned in, you could always have honorable mention for just turning in.
I don't have that many alt passes though.
No, not for alt pass. Alt pass is just first place. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories right now with 2 alt passes left over to do as you see fit. And then you could do a second and third place that states it's second and third. If you had other stuff you could add to it. If you didn't, that was fine. And then everybody who entered could just get the same certificate. Thank you for entering honorable mention, or nobody. They don't have to. I'm just saying those are the kind of ways you do some of those things.
Right.
I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just saying these are the ways that people have done it in the past. Like I did an event in which it was face paintings, and they had 17 different categories for face painting, but everybody got a small little certificate and attached to on the back, like a free ice cream or something to one of the sponsors, and everyone got that for entering, right? but only the people that won got the certificates, and the second and third place got certificates, and the first place got, you know, the money and a t-shirt and a couple of other sponsors.
Yeah, we could
So
definitely
however
do it. Yeah.
Right. So however you want to set it up is up to you. I just need to know how many certificates you want on the certificate.
Well, here's the question. Do we give out participation trophies?
Well, that would be the you could do the certificate that way. That's what I'm saying. You could, everyone who enters could get a certificate with an image in the back and their name on it that says, thank you for submitting to, or I participated in the first ever internet convention, the Convergence 2018. And then who you could
It
have
was a
people sign it or put their logos on it or whatever you wanted to do. Or you can make it simple and not give anything out. I mean, you have to, it's not going to take me that long to make certificates. So we just make a template and then the template gets put on top of it. And then people, you just give me the names of the people that win. And we just right there that day, we just type them up and, you know, you send them out on an email as soon as they win it. So it's not, there's not a whole lot of, because I wanted to do the setup beforehand. So there's not a whole lot of stuff that has to be done on the day of.
Right. You kind of caught me there because I didn't think about runner-ups and things like that. You know, that would kind of make it a little bit more difficult because then you're going to have to really keep track of not just the top winner to send out the prize, but now you have to keep track of multiple people to send out these certificates that you're making.
You could just the first, it's first place, that's it. And everybody else could get, you know, good job. Thanks. That sounded really bad. Sorry.
I did. I don't know what to say after that. That's I can't be in agreement because that just makes me sound like a mean or so whatever. It's just, man, you are harsh. You got woo. I could just imagine being a little kid being over there and you're my grandma. It's like I'd be afraid to touch anything in the house. Like I don't want to leave a fingerprint on the glasses.
My kids will tell you I'm not that way at all. And when I did events for children, I always had there was first place, there was second and third place that would have something going on, and then everyone got to take something home. I used to do huge birthday parties. That was another job I had on the side. And when we did birthday parties, that's how we set it up. Everybody got a little something to take home so they didn't feel bad, because I don't like people to feel like they got left out, especially if they did hard work. And I worked in school, so I was always putting together, and I would go out and buy the extra stuff just to make sure someone walked out with, even if it was just a little box of candy, it said, thank you for participating. We love you.
Right. Yeah. See, you know, that's a good idea.
But I can make the hard decision too.
Because when I was a little kid, my mom, I think I was like maybe 8 years old. My mom had a big old birthday party for me, and all the kids in the neighborhood came over, and there was going to be this scavenger hunt contest, right? And the prize at the very end was this little robotic toy. It's like a little android. And I was too stupid to pay attention to figure out how to play the contest, what I needed to do, because I thought that toy's in my house. It's my birthday. That's going to be my toy. I'm going to win it. And guess what? Since I didn't pay attention, I didn't win the toy. You know how hurt I was? My mom gave a cool toy to some other kid that was in my house, and I thought it was going to be mine. That was a big lesson learned. Big lesson.
No,
so maybe we should do the certificates that you want for like runner-ups.
That was never like how it was in my house. We have a birthday. If we had birthday parties, whenever I did birthday parties for my kids, every kid went home with something. Like if it did a piñata, I wasn't one of those that like the chaotic piñata where also it just rains down and you've got a shark full of children. They were all in little bags. So everyone had, and then I had bags aside. So if little kids came up and went, I didn't get anything, I'm like, here, I got a bag, have one. It's a harsh world anyway. They don't need to have it any harsher when they're little. I know some people don't agree with that, but they will learn, because both of my kids know that life doesn't give you things free, and sometimes you're disappointed. But if someone makes that extra effort to do something, there's someone always out there that may notice it. So it's good to do the extra.
Right. Moist Pineapple in the chat brings up a good point. Fastest build, No Man's Sky McDonald's wins a pass. So maybe it's not just a random fastest build. Maybe we got to have like a theme.
That'd be true. That'd be a good idea. I think the fastest build should have a theme and see how fast I'm not going to join that, because the fastest thing I can build is nothing. So unless there's a nothing award, I ain't getting it. And
Right.
but I'm okay with that. So you know, because art, and then same thing with art. I think that you have to tell people that they have to understand, just because you turn in art and we tell you the art's good, that doesn't mean that everyone in the world's going to agree and vote for your art.
right.
Art is very subjective. It's very
Yeah. Oh, we got Jacob.
people
Jacob
who
just
have
joined
it
us.
make it.
Jacob,
You
how
know,
you doing,
like if
buddy?
you made something and I made something and they like you a little better, it's going to be your something that might win. You have to kind of understand that when people are voting, they don't always vote because it's really beautiful to them. Sometimes they don't care. It's, I want Cobra to win because I like Cobra. Even if Cobra isn't very good, I don't care.
Peaceful Gamer in the chat just says new video from Elizabeth Layton is being filmed, so expect to see that pop up any day now. Wow. You know, that's one of the things I complained about a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, was that the actors were missing from this ARG. The Emilys and the Elizabeths.
You know, Empty Benches and I were talking about that. I told him that I thought Emily was really Elizabeth because Emily is a derivative. It's a nickname of Elizabeth. And I really believe that Emily was an AI that was created off of Elizabeth, and that we'd be hearing from Elizabeth, not Emily. That's interesting. We're now Elizabeth.
Huh. We got Jacob. Jacob joined the call. Jacob, how you doing, buddy? Jacob's muted. There he is. What's up, bud?
I'm doing fine. Yeah.
It's good to have you on, man. It's good to have. We're having trouble getting you on the Discord here, so I'm glad it worked today.
What happened was I was watching the show, and I muted the Discord, and to see if you added me, and I couldn't hear you because I thought my headphones were broken.
Yeah.
The tab muted. So
well, it's good to have you on, man. It's good to have you on. Peaceful Gamer says, check our super secret group. Okay, super secret group.
We have a super secret group? I'm
yeah,
not
the one I'm not
part of
supposed to talk about.
That's all right. I didn't want to be part of it. Secrets. My 4-year-old grandson told me about the Illuminati yesterday, so just secret societies are crazy.
Wait a minute. Am I? Oh, crap. I'm on screen. Hold on. Sorry. I guess I should have turned off the screen there.
There's somebody that
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna read that later. We're gonna read that much later. So Chaos Control says they're currently analyzing the most recent developments of the ARG. I would like people to come on and talk about Jacob. Since you're on, how do you feel about this ARG compared to the last? Less?
It's not as good. Like the last one, we got like content. We got 2 screenshots. In this.
Yeah, there's that. And I think the actors are missing too. But I don't know if it's because we knew we were getting an update, but we just weren't sure if we were or not. Now we know. Plus, we also have the release date of next, July 24th. We've seen the box art. We know some of the details already. I don't know if that's kind of overpowering the ARG.
Yeah, everyone keeps on overlooking that. Like, confirm that, like, landing on asteroids or mining asteroids is pretty much confirmed. Like, it was confirmed like a year ago.
You talk about the asteroids that are on the cover?
I'm talking about, like, landing on asteroids. They confirmed it like a year ago, pretty much. Because they added a
multi-tool attachment. Right?
Your ship, yeah. And it says, increases ability to mine asteroids or something like that.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Invis Frames says this ARG is more about the update rather than the story, I think. I don't know. It feels like it's more just trying to keep us busy.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Cobra.
Yeah.
I felt like it was like an extra. It was just an extra in between, like to keep it, because it went so slow at the beginning, you know. They dropped a little here, they dropped a little there. They told you hints about sleeping. They're gonna, you know, all this stuff kind of going, but it was really kind of slow, and it just to me felt like filler to keep you interested in No Man's Sky, to keep you, you know, talking, have you talk about it, have other people talk about it, keep it going, and then get excited about next. And then when next started to become more of a thing, then the ARG kind of went behind that. Like
right.
It's still filler and it's still there and you can still enjoy it. But a lot of the people that are doing the ARG are the people that are very into the ARG. I followed along when they did the wear stuff, and then I haven't really been paying much attention. I drop in and read some of the stuff the game detectives are doing, or I talk to Hidden Panda, or I talk to whomever. But for the most part, I'm not involved as much as I was the first time around, which had more puzzles and more things to do as an individual or a group.
Right.
So,
hey, let's go ahead and rapture somebody real quick. We're going to rapture. I'm not even going to say who. We're just going to rapture him right now.
Oh, someone's been stolen. Oh, wait, that's me. Oh, God.
That's you, buddy.
Oh, God, damn. I was not expecting that. Oh, God.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you? How's everyone?
Doing great, man. You've been raptured. Take it.
I have been. Man, I did not expect that. I thought it was somebody else. Oh, wow. No, truly an honor. Yeah, this is amazing. We've just been chatting about multi-tools and stuff, if you was interested.
Oh, that's cool. So what's on your mind? Would you like to talk about? So, you know, I kind of want to get your opinion on the ARG this time around. Do you think it's less as exciting as the first one was? The first one was really great. I don't know what it is about this one. I don't know if it's because we already have the release date for the update. We've already got some of the details. We've already got the box art. And I don't know if that's overpowering the ARG.
Yeah, no, I do see what you mean there. Like, it's sort of because we know that we know when we get in the update now, so it's sort of taken that excitement and mystery away from the ARG. But I haven't really followed the ARG that much. I wish I followed it a lot more than I have. But I don't know. It is still all exciting at the moment. Every time I see like new things, like I'm looking in the public chat of your Discord now, and there's stuff going on. Apparently, a few more messages been sent out to the phones, and like it's every time I see stuff like that, it excites me. It makes me think, oh, what little sneak peek am I going to see of something for next now? Or
I think a good way to keep people really interested at this point is if they start releasing more content. More hints, you know.
I do agree.
I think bringing in actors. I just was told by Peaceful Gamer in the chat that Elizabeth Layton's going to have another video come out here pretty soon, which I can't wait for that. And then I've also, you know, it's the actors that'll get it more exciting, and it's releasing screenshots that maybe jumbled up a little bit to create a lot of speculation, a lot of conversation. That is what I feel the rest of this ARG needs. Yeah,
I totally agree with you there. Totally agree.
So what were you guys talking about multi-tools?
Oh, we was just going on about like speculating some things with Next, and then we got onto the topic of like how diverse a multi-tool is, but in the same way how, like, for instance, you can kit it out to be a mining tool, an assault rifle, a submachine gun, shotgun, that sort of thing. But there's no real reason for anything other than the mining tool, because you can upgrade the mining tool to be a pretty powerful damage dealer as well. And at the moment, there's not that much to really fight against. If you get where I'm going, like, there's no real reason to go out there and start killing all these animals unless you need Mordite, but then you can just farm a load of Mordite.
Right.
So, yeah.
So what's your speculation on these ships that we've got? Do you think they're I've seen a lot of things. I think
what the three images, the three like blurred I do reckon two of them are a multi crew. multi-crew ships, whether it'll be something that you can buy for yourself and then fly around with all your mates, or whether I was thinking that maybe it's something to do with the mission board. So you'll be able to take on missions, and when you take on a mission, it'll say like 2 to 4 players. So you join a group of people, accept this mission, and then when you go out into the dock or however they're going to do it, you'll have this multi-crew ship that you'll then have to use to like help a trading ship defend it, something along those lines.
Right. Even if they are multi-crew ships, I believe that you'd still be able to pilot it by yourself. It just has the capability of having functionality for more than one person if you have more than one person.
I hope so, because I don't want the solo players to lose, to feel like they're losing out. I don't want them to feel like they've done nothing but bent over backwards for the multiplayer crew. Like, there's a lot of solo players that I've been speaking to, and they're all worried that multiplayer is going to be the main thing for next, and that it's going to sort of dwindle out all these solo content that you can do.
Well, I do think it's going to main portion of the update. I don't think by any chance it's going to be the only portion of the update.
Oh God, no, I don't think it's going to be the only thing. I think the only reason he really delved into multiplayer when he was on the Xbox Insider video was because that's what they asked him. Like, the very first thing they said is, everybody wants to know this. Is there going to be multiplayer? And that's what they kept pointing at. So I think he sort of had to talk about multiplayer to like keep their interest.
Right.
So I think he's holding a lot back, a hell of a lot, and I think there's going to be so much content.
Yeah, I think he's holding a lot back too, especially when he mentions let's see, hold on. Let me find let's see. Where is there we go. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, where he was asked, Sean, answer yes or no. Yes or no question, will there be more to next than just multiplayer? He says, I think we all learned an important lesson from No Man's Sky development. Now tell me about the unfinished features. And then fire. So, I mean, okay, one of the things he mentioned in that interview was building shelters and bases together and complex colonies spread across multiple planets. So right there, the shelters alone is definitely a feature that's not multiplayer centric.
Yeah,
little tiny shelter, right? So right there with just the shelter, Sean Murray can answer yes, but Sean Murray didn't even answer yes or no, but instead says, now tell me about the unfinished features. So and combine that with Sean Murray showing E3 footage only on that screen when he could have just picked a random, landscape that wouldn't show off details of next and just shown that.
Okay.
Why is he showing E3 footage specifically instead of just recording a random landscape inside next that doesn't give away?
Yeah.
That's what's got me curious.
See, I've seen a lot of speculation about that bit of footage in the background when he's in the interview, because apparently the last minute or so you can see this sentinel teleporting in, the swaying of the trees, the grass blowing in front of the engines on the ship.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, what do you think about that? Do you actually think that is a little sneaky bit of footage from next, or do you reckon that it's...
I went back and I compared. Someone sent me a picture of E3, and the ship is mathematically in the same spot. So it is definitely the same thing. Blade for grass for blade of grass, rock for rock.
Yeah.
Even the sentinels that are coming off on the right-hand side are in the same exact spot as well. Everything is exactly the same. And if my memory has something vague in it to where me and my old co-host Bookshelf Gaming were speculating many years ago over some kind of thing warping in and out. So I really feel like that's not new, that thing warping. I think we speculated on whatever that was a long time ago.
Right, and just sort of forgotten about it.
Right. And I've got so many
Hey,
darn
guys.
videos. I went back to try and look for it. I can't find it. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that could be true, actually. I mean, there is a lot of assets that they haven't actually put into the game that we've probably seen sneak peeks of without even knowing it
Right.
in previous E3 conventions that they've done little videos and shown screenshots. So, yeah, I suppose that is possible. We're speculating on something new, but it's in reality, it's actually old.
What I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Cobra.
That-
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. It's no here, but I am terribly sorry, but I gotta go. I mean, I gotta go. I'm sorry I didn't get to plan many things out with you. It's just life, you know.
Okay, buddy. You take care, man.
You
Thank
guys
you.
send
I'll
messages.
That is true. I'll message Cobra whenever I can. I'll
Okay.
plan things out on DM on Facebook or something.
Okay. All right.
See ya, Cobra.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, Snow.
See ya.
There's an old build test sitting on some kind of private branch on Steam that nobody knows anything about. Now, I mean, I don't know what that is. People have speculated over and over and over and over again. I am one of those people that think the terrain, the way the planets look, and I'm not talking about the animals or the sounds. I'm not talking about the animal behavior. I'm talking about the terrain of the game looks better, in my opinion, than it did back in E3.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to find people to agree with me on that. But
I agree.
thank you.
Subjective, though, isn't it?
What's that?
Subjective.
Subjective.
Yeah,
Let's elaborate. Let's open that up a little bit. Why do you think so?
Like some people think it looks better than E3, and some people think it looks worse than E3. It's just a subjective thing.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. So many things were added to the train in Atlas Rises that are just so amazing that you don't get to see in E3 footage. It's just not there.
There was somebody just talking about that in the waiting room. Actually, we was all talking about. Well, one person said that he reckons it's going to be a case of overhauling and upgrading the creatures, so making them look a bit more realistic, adding distinctive sounds to them, making them walk around as herds, etc. Or it's going to be a case of upgrading the terrain and the planets themselves, adding in erosion and maybe like actual little streams, waterfalls, stuff like that.
Right. Well, if you go back to one of our previous videos where, who's
we got an echo.
I can hear myself.
That's never good.
Oh my
I
god.
can hear you too. Just one of you though.
Who do we got doing that?
Shard.
Yeah, it's Shard.
It's not me.
It is.
It is? Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess
I
I'll
look
go
like-
then. So, you know what? I'll just message you some stuff about, and why don't you just have people go ahead and if they want a different name on the certificates, somebody just pop it in and send it to me on Discord. Just tell
Okay.
me yes, no, and I'll make a couple of them and send them to you, and we'll go through that the next couple of weeks.
All right, that sounds good. Very good.
And you see if you can find some back pictures to put them on that go that
Okay.
correspond with your subject. Okay.
All right, we'll
Anything
do.
else you need? Message me. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, Granny.
Over. Over. Bye. Over. How when people say Sean Murray lied, you show them the clip of Sean saying that when we shipped the game, that everything was possible. I think that's a bad. I believe that Sean Murray did. I think you should show them other points instead. I think you should say that there's loads of things in the in-game files that were said to be in the game at release that. I think you should say that instead because I just think it's a bad point saying showing that clip.
Well, I don't think it is because at not one point can you show me any evidence anywhere on the internet that Sean Murray said, hey, we're going to have this feature at launch. But I can show you evidence of where he talked about at launch, and he tells you that not everything's going to be there at launch. So I can show you that evidence, but you can't show me the other.
Honestly,
Nothing.
If anything, I'd say him saying that is kind of misleading, because he's kind of in a sense saying some of the features we've shown off won't be possible in the game at launch, but he's not telling you the features that won't be in the game at launch. Kind of like gambling.
He said a lot of things are possible in No Man's Sky, but not everything will be possible in No Man's Sky when the game ships, but they feel like they're going to be working on it for a very long time.
Yeah, well, he's not telling you the things that won't be possible in the game when it ships, though, is he?
Right, he's not. And I have agreed to people that they are very bad with PR, and I have agreed with people that they should have elaborated that throughout the entire development, not just once in 2014. So I'll agree with you on that point.
He said, like, what won't be possible at launch, shouldn't he?
You know, he never said anything that would be possible at launch.
He should have said, like, oh, this and that won't be possible at launch.
I agree. The PR, the delivery, everything was bad. But I've also told people, these guys made Joe Danger. It didn't blow up in their face. They come out with this game, and it went viral. Viral to people who didn't even know it was going to be viral. So they didn't really know how to handle it. Now, that's not an excuse. They should have gotten a better PR system. They should have elaborated a little bit more that the game wasn't going to be finished.
Yeah.
And they did. I'll agree with you on that. I'll agree with you. But they
me,
were
yeah.
warned. You were warned. All of us were warned that the game wasn't going to be finished when it was released. I mean, that's exactly what that statement says. That's not going to be finished. What those features are, we didn't know. And he was even asked, he goes, what are those features? Do you have any idea of what those are? And he said, oh, we have a really good idea what they are. He should have elaborated on that.
Yeah, he should have.
Yes, I agree with you.
So post-release, like, I think he should have, like, apologized to explain what happens. But, whatever, he could have had a contract. But, like, why are EVE pre-release screenshots still on Steam? I just don't get that.
I don't understand why they should apologize when AAA games get the opportunity to lie to your face and say the game's finished and then charge you the rest of it later through DLC and Season Pass.
Well,
and then not apologize.
I remember with Destiny when that first came out, and I was so hyped for that game, and started playing it. Probably a month down the line, YouTube videos going around about how you could actually glitch into the DLC areas, and all they had done was locked those areas so that content didn't show up on the game, and then all it took was a small update to then unlock it so you could play it. And I glitched into those areas myself and ran around there, and when the update came out, I then also went and ran through the exact same areas. So in a sense, they've done something a lot worse than what No Man's Sky did, because they had that content there, and they've charged me for a game, and then thought, oh no, I'll cut some of that game out, and then we'll sell it as DLC. No Man's Sky hasn't charged DLC once. They've continued for 2 years to put in effort and time into it. That's what I believe, anyway.
And they're not charging you for DLC or Season Pass. And they tried to tell the truth. They tried to tell the truth that the game wasn't going to be finished. These AAA companies that do this sort of business practice, they won't tell you it's not going to be finished. And they hide it and disguise it like it is a finished game. Releasing a game with 4 maps, and then a year later it's got 8.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what makes me laugh is with some games these days, they'll release old maps from old games, and then they'll charge you DLC for it. Like, wait, shouldn't they already be included in the game? And then I'll pay for new maps. Like that's the way that I think it should be.
Right.
Not the other way around.
Now, sins were made. Okay, sins were done. Sins. Bad things happen during the development of No Man's Sky, whether it be on accident or they're being done on purpose. So I can't, and I'm no longer. It's not my job. I'm not going to defend this anymore. After this, I'm done. I'm just done. People are hypocritical. They don't pay attention to the actual thieves out there who are getting away from it, and gamers are going back to it with some kind of battered gamer syndrome, and they keep buying from these companies that are doing this. And then they look at this company who was actually attempted to be honest at the beginning of this ordeal, that said it wasn't going to be finished in some way, shape, or form, and then gave it all away for free when the other ones are lying and then charging you for the rest. So I'm done talking about this. It's been 2 years. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to speak about it anymore. You can comment all you want about the lies, about the unfinished. I'm just going to delete it. It's done. I'm done. No more.
I
Well
agree
said.
with you. I agree with you, but like, why should we like?
I'm not
Like,
mad at you,
Star Wars
Jacob.
Battlefront-
I'm not upset at you, Jacob. I'm just upset about the situation. I'm upset about constantly addressing this in the comment section. I'm not upset with you, dude. No. I'm just
Maybe we should make like a video, so like every time someone like comments it, you can go with like a video, like a 3.5 minute long video.
a week ago, I'd probably be down for that. I'm done. If people are still talking about this 2 years later, then they got other issues.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. It's not my job.
The way that I think about No Man's Sky and Sean Murray, this is his baby, and it really is. And he shows it for the sheer fact that even after all of the abuse and hate that he took after launch, 2 years down the line, he is still pushing to make this game what he wanted it. Most gaming companies, after a year of taking the hate that they've took, would have just been like, okay, I'll call it quits. I'm done. Here's your final update. You can keep it there. But no, he didn't. They've kept pushing on, and look at what they're coming to now.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. Like Star Wars Battlefront 2, that was like a game, right? Like it was full of actions. But everyone like lashed back. There's EA got a lot of lashbacks, so marking a moment in the gaming industry, really. So I don't know why.
Sorry to interrupt. I am going to have to jump off the chat now. I've got work early in the morning, and it's currently 10:30 for me. I do apologise. I honestly wish I could have stayed long. Thank you so much for pulling me into here, as random that was.
Hey man, it's been a pleasure, dude. Been a pleasure.
Yep, you too.
All right.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right, guys, we're going to rapture somebody else, somebody that's been waiting here for a while that I see. We're going to go ahead and rapture him, see. Let's be quiet. Let's see if he's in the middle of a conversation.
Build anywhere, I think.
Hi.
Hello.
Incoming. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man. What's up?
Nothing much, man. You've been raptured. Took you right out of the middle of your conversation there.
Yeah.
People are in the other room like, incoming got raptured. We didn't get to hear the end of that.
Yeah.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm fine, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. What's on your mind?
Well, I was thinking about what the terrain improvements for the next update, because right now the terrains is sort of like the same around the entire planet, and I think if there was something like a significant feature, like a really big mountain or something to head towards, because you can go to any point on the planet and know that you're not missing something on the other side, you know?
Right. Exactly.
So like if you actually had something to aim for, like it's sort of like copied and pasted throughout like the entire planet, and you know, it's just not really realistic.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yep. The only thing that I can say is kind of realistic with the planets is the shape of the land. You know, the land formations, you know, like the dips and the hills and the not the caves themselves, because all the caves look exactly the same, but like the placement of them and things like that. I guess, I don't know if it's just subconscious, but I think that's what I like the most. And maybe it's because I know that there's too much copy and paste going on the planet that I focus on the land formations more. But when I land on a planet, that's the first thing I'm looking for is the land formations.
Yeah. And what made me think about that was on the next, like No Man's Sky next sort of promotion picture on the website, there's craters on the planet. So it might be you actually there's those features and you can see them from space, and that's actually what it's like on the ground.
Right.
Or it's just artistic.
We got an Infinite Gamer in the chat. Wanted me to do a shout out to Hickman 1984 UK for turning him on to Cobra TV. So big shout out to Hickman 1984 UK and you as well, Infinite Gamer. But yeah, man, I agree.
And things like like having like the sun, and how Sean talked about like in the show off sort of playthroughs before No Man's Sky actually released. How he said you could find certain resources farther from the sun in a system,
Yes,
and closer. But that's, as we know, the sun isn't, there's no actual sun in each system, so, or orbits or anything.
Right.
Oh,
Which
they
is
should add
something
it.
I hope, confusing or not, because they said they took out the orbits because it was confusing to players. Confusing or not, just put it back in there.
Yeah. And right now, like the space station is normally what people think as like the main point of like the center of a system, but there could be like multiple space stations like orbiting different planets and all that, kind of like in Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
And they could have like different markets, and that'd make trading a lot more immersive, I think.
Would you be willing to have a No Man's Sky where planets were a ways away? Would you be willing to have a planet so far away that it would actually take you like 10 to 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to get to, or no?
I don't know. That's one of the that's something that's hard to balance, I guess.
Yeah.
Getting the feeling across of like a really long distance, but also it being playable. So you're obviously not just traveling in a straight line for ages.
Right. Yeah,
That'd be bad for gameplay.
It would, but there's some people out there that love simulators, and they'll do like these cross country truck driving simulators that take forever to get there, and it's like
I've done
They got
that.
time to burn. They've got loads of time to burn.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that there's a community that would actually like something like that, but I think for majority of people, I don't think they would. In my mind, I probably would like. I would come out and say, yeah, I would like that, but if I actually got it, I might be like, okay, it's been fun. I just want to get there.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of weird, but in a weird sense, Sean's kind of heard that in No Man's Sky. That'd be cool.
Say that again. You're cutting in and out, buddy.
Sean pre-release kind of implied and hinted at like rainbows being in No Man's Sky. It'd be awesome to have rainbows in No Man's Sky and like water stuff.
That would be cool. It really would be.
It's like missing, isn't it? Like we should be able to find a rainbow.
Jacob wants rainbows. Sean, what are you doing? Come on.
And like things like streams, like rivers and waterfalls and all that could make take the static feel out of planets, I guess. Make them feel a bit more lively.
And the new cloud rendering tech we've been waiting about 2 years now. Do you remember that when Sean promised the cloud render? Like we still haven't got it. It's been ridiculous now.
You mentioned it GDC 2017 as well.
I was like, for Atlas Rises as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
So what gets me puzzled is the old test branch, or the old test build that's on the private
build test.
Yeah, the old build test that's on the private branch. Could makes me sometimes wonder if they've taken that and they've added all 4 of these updates into that build. And the reason why I say that is because we had Ray Rod on, who was talking about he was talking about all the features that are in the game that were turned off or just not completed. So they were almost there of doing that. For some reason, they turned it off. Ray Rod is actually turning a lot of that stuff on, and the Ray Rod
it was
overhaul.
finished as well, though, wasn't it? Like not all of it was quite finished.
Exactly. You're right. And so Ray Rod's turning that stuff on in this mod. So what if my point is the old build test, what if they've taken all 4 updates, turned as much of that stuff on as they could, and put the 4 updates inside the old build test, including the terrain that was updated with Atlas Rises. And that's what we're getting.
Yeah. I think the fact that there's so much stuff in the game right now that isn't actually used means the update could actually be like a lot bigger than we think, because half the stuff is like pretty much almost developed.
Right. Now Sean Murray, during that Xbox interview, he said, we took a year to make the game we wanted to make. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
That's a strong statement. Even though he was asked, do you think you're at the point where you're at your final vision? Sean Murray said, no, I don't think we'll ever be at that point where that's where he says, that's it. There's nothing else I want to add. Now that's with any artist, I mean, that's always going to be there. He's always going to want to add something to the game, but he did say we took a year to make the game we wanted to make.
Yeah, did you know there's going to be an update after No Man's Sky Next? It's actually confirmed, so that's kind of cool. A lot of people missed that.
What is it? Say it again.
After No Man's Sky Next, like confirmed, so that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah. He said, he didn't want to elaborate on what that was, but yeah, there's more to come. It's not over.
So Rayrod, right? Rayrod said that like the old E3 build planets could be summoned in No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
But he said that they like removed or like hindered it or whatever in the Atlas Rises update. I want him to make a mod where you could just summon like the E3 build planets, because that would just be amazing.
Right now, what he's doing, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this, but I'm in a private chat with the guy, and he's rebuilding the old E3 planets.
You don't know how big that is to me, because I've literally waited that day one, like when the game launched. Like I was at the, oh my god, that's amazing. That's actually insane.
I don't know.
God.
Hopefully we actually get to the point where like every planet is as good as the like in the E3 trailers, though. That would be incredible.
The thing is, even if they are, like, I still want to explore like the old. It's like,
yeah,
nostalgia. You see, I don't know. The only thing that I see that I want from the old footage is the way the animals acted and interacted with the environment. And we do know that there was actual planetary rotation in the game during the IGN. Well, no, it wasn't IGN. It was with Anthony Carboni, where Sean Murray slept at the that monolith, right? You can see the planet in the very back, and I've done a video about this. And when he sleeps and it turns to daytime, that planet's gone. So the planets were rotating or orbiting and rotating.
Cobra, also, like, I have now Sky on PS4 and PS4 again, and on PC.
Uh-huh.
I've played version 1.0 of the game, like the very first version.
Yeah.
And the planets actually orbited that version. Like, I went into a space station, looked out a space station window, and there was a planet. Then, like an hour later of gameplay, I went back to that window of the space station, and the planet was moved out of the site.
You see, somebody a long time ago, and I can't remember who sent me this direct message on Facebook. Somebody got the copy really super early, who was one of my friends, and they sent me screenshots, and he was showing me. He was like, I think for some reason, the planetary rotation was a big topic at that time, and I told him to send me screenshots of the planet. I said, just keep taking a picture like every 5 minutes or so, and he did, and the planet was moving in the sky.
Like, it was in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you.
Another thing is in one of the trailers before release, I can't remember which one it was, there's a shot of the ship flying directly over a planet, and you can obviously see it rotating, but the the terrain from space actually looks 3D, whereas right now, when you fly into a planet, it feels sort of flat until you've actually gotten through the atmosphere.
Honestly, do you know when that be done, where you can play like the E3 planets?
No, I have no idea.
The
I'm gonna rapture somebody real quick. Go ahead and keep talking.
Let's wait.
Easy G, you have been raptured. What's going on, buddy? Easy G. Okay, we got no Easy G. Let's go ahead and rapture somebody else.
How deep is
This guy? Let's see. Joe, you there, buddy?
Oh, hello.
What's going on, man? You've been raptured. What's going on, buddy?
I was just having a conversation with people about the derpiness of water creatures in No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, have you seen like the land animals down there just swimming?
Yep. But we were talking about how it's like whenever there's water creatures, you'll find all the water creatures on one little puddle on the entire planet, and then the giant oceans on the planet will be lifeless. And I thought that maybe it was a just me thing, but no, I have just established that no, that is how it always is.
Have you ever been on a planet when this happened to me? I don't think it's happened since after Atlas Rises though. But I've been on planets where I landed that were 100% infested, so infested that it made the game lag.
Oh, with creatures?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
I've had issues kind of like that, except it was all of the plants and stuff around wasn't loading, and I'd have to sit in one place for 30 seconds because there were so many creatures running around. Then I walk forward, the creatures would all fade away into nothingness. The plants would load, and then the plants would unload, and then the creatures would load again.
Oh wow. I didn't notice that. It just made my game lag like crazy.
Yeah.
Like
I haven't
slow motion.
I only have frame rate issues in No Man's Sky when there's long loading sequences.
Oh,
like when you launch the game. So I built my computer to play Space Engineers, and I think that has a bit higher requirements.
I love
What's
Space
your
Engineers.
specs? What's the specs of your computer?
I don't even remember. It's not good enough to do everything I want to do in Space Engineers, though.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the chat here real quick. Miguel is saying
$1,500.
That's about how much I spent on it.
Okay.
Miguel's asking if the footage is a mod. Yeah, that's Rayrod. Rayrod's mod. I'm sorry, Jacob. What was you saying?
It's quite a lot of money on that then. Pound Stabson.
Oh.
Did you buy it?
What was that?
Did you buy your computer?
I bought all the parts.
You know what I'm hoping for is the type of ships that are in Space Engineers. I would love to see that in No Man's Sky.
Well, if you say that, there's an infinite amount of types of ships in Space Engineers. It's whatever you can imagine.
Yeah, exactly. I play Space Engineers. It's one of my favorite games ever.
How many hours do you have?
I don't know. I've just started recently playing it at the beginning of this year again because my PC was broke.
I've got 2,166 hours.
It's weird how that game doesn't get notification for what it is.
Yeah,
you know,
like just because it's early access.
Why? But what I mean is it's almost like No Man's Sky.
Yeah, but
is it
in ways it's far poorly optimized in comparison, which people don't give No Man's Sky enough credit because it is actually pretty well optimized, all things considered.
Right.
No, it's not.
I said all things considered. It's pretty well optimized. I didn't say it's perfect. There's always room for significant improvement. I'm just saying, Space Engineers hurts my frame rates way more than way more than No Man's Sky does.
Like No Man's Sky, I could run that at like an inconsistent 60 frames per second. Like I should be able to
I'm
run
running
that
at 90 all the time.
At like 100 consistent 60.
Well, it's the physics that really hurts space engineers, and their rendering is atrocious. There's so much culling that needs to happen that doesn't. I think that's the term for it.
Cobra.
Yeah.
Raywad.
Oh yeah, speaking of, Space Engineers has been sharing one of my creations on Facebook and Twitter lately.
Very cool.
So.
Where are they?
Yep, they're sharing the Mech Gladiator Coliseum.
Awesome, very awesome.
So yeah, good for you.
Yep. Honestly, I think it sucks, but everyone else thinks it's awesome, so. All right.
But yeah, man, I the ships, maybe not exactly like Space Engineers, but like customizable ships that you actually.
That's what we were talking about. Also,
and you can walk around in.
We were just talking about that in the waiting room, and how we'd like it if they'd at least add the decal systems that you have for your base, but for your ships, so you could at least customize it that way. Also, customizing your cockpits, such as like putting a little bobblehead in there, or hanging fuzzy dice, or just something, would be kind of cool.
A bit of personalization, you know.
Yep. Nothing that's like super crazy, but at the same time, it's
a personal touch.
Yes.
Right.
It makes it feel like it's yours.
Yep.
More than just changing its name.
We're gonna rapture somebody else here. Just somebody at random. Let's see what's going on.
Do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
If it keeps the studio going, I think it's fair.
You just
there we go. We got
Cobra's in.
We raptured Andy. No, you're in, buddy. You're in. What's going on?
What's going on, Cobra?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just kind of took you out of one simulation and threw you into a next.
Yeah, I welcome it.
What's on your mind, buddy?
No, we were just actually discussing the update and how long we're going to be able to play No Man's Sky. I call for this game being around for at least a decade until we see No Man's Sky 2 or something like that.
That's one thing I don't think we'll ever see in No Man's Sky 2.
And I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. But that's the question I've always had. Like, look at Minecraft. Look at the life that game has. And I've always posed a question, what would No Man's Sky need to make it like Minecraft and its longevity, to be able to sustain itself with no more updates? I mean, not that Minecraft doesn't get updates. I know it does. But
a vibrant modding community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
or tools that are in the game that can act as modding. Like just being able to express your creativeness.
Yeah, that helps, but like you also need replayability. Like once you put everything in No Man's Sky, there's like.
And it comes down to it though, it's not just creativeness; it's also allowing people to make games within a game that makes Minecraft what it is.
Yeah, that's why I think multiplayer is going to be such a huge part, because think about everything we can already do now, like all the mini games and things people have come up with, and it's only going to get better with this update. There's just going to be so much to do.
I think Hello Labs probably is going to become that secondary studio that maybe gives us stories down the line. And I mentioned this on the waiting room that in the future, if Hello Games decides to charge us for updates or for DLCs, I think out of any other studio, this is the one studio to support. They've supported this game this long, and they continue to do so. I wouldn't mind paying $15 for each update.
My thought is No Man's Sky, I'm pretty sure it's all happening in one galaxy, right?
Right.
Oh.
Well, no, multiple galaxies.
Like I haven't seen anything in the menu or the map that would suggest that we're really inside more than one galaxy.
Well, you have to go to the center to get to another one, and then you're completely alone. There's no one around you.
Well, my thought was, if they have DLC or major updates to the game that can fundamentally change it. For example, let's say they're going to completely overhaul their plants and fauna and planet generation. It's almost a whole new game. Well, what are they going to do with all the planets people have already discovered? One thought is, if they could essentially have any major updates like that only be applied to a new galaxy that you could later go to. So think of it as an addition to the game, as it's like the Burning Crusade expansion for World of Warcraft. It's a new area you can go visit if you want to see all the new mechanics.
Well, that would definitely help stop all of the resets that we're going through. I mean,
And
because,
it'd add more of like an element of progression, I guess.
yeah, because every time they like, well, Atlas Rises, they reset the whole entire universe. Okay, everything got reset. The planet you had your base on was completely different, and like I had a paradise, and it turned into a toxic mush planet. So I had to leave because it didn't fit my personality. Didn't like it anymore.
I'm not sure when this happened, but I had a planet that I was going to call Planet Cupcake because all of the creatures were those little hopping things, and they all look like a bunch of little cupcakes.
Candyland.
Yeah, and then you couldn't step 3 steps without stepping on one. There were so many of them everywhere. And then all the plants looked very similar to them also, so you couldn't tell the plants from the creatures everywhere. And then I was like, oh, this was so cool. And then I wanted to show it to my girlfriend. And then I'm like, wait, it's not in my discoveries anymore. I can't go back there.
Huh.
So I'm not sure what happened there. But a reset would explain it.
The Rapture.
Yeah, they've done it 2 or 3 times now. Twice, I know for sure.
Not 3 times. That would be each update.
No, I think it was 3 times with 1.0. With vanilla to the new, or to the one we got right after the game was released.
Yes, only the Foundations was the one that added the ability to build a base. So it was reset that first time, and then when Pathfinder came out, it was reset as well. And Atlas Rises, it was reset, really reset, because the same thing happened on my base, on my planet, Lush Planet. When I came back to it, it was actually a barren planet. There was nothing on it.
Yeah, so I imagine it's going to be reset again, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's bad because the planet that you're on, the planets that you discovered in the past, like if one was all blue and you called it the blue planet, well, it's not going to be. Someone's going to show up at this green planet, and they're going to be like, "Why did some idiot name this blue planet?"
The same reason you name a cat dog.
What's that?
The same reason you'd name your cat dog.
Yeah, that's right. my cat's been reset. What, Jacob?
Being insensitive to colorblind people.
Yeah.
I think I have just discovered a glitch.
We're gonna rapture somebody.
I'm okay. I haven't found an exploitable glitch.
I think you should get rid of VA because he's just AFK.
What?
A chat. I think you should kick him or something like that because he's just AFK.
Simtex is on the Waitroom too.
Shh. Here we go.
A part of huge, the Wii game.
The huge Wii game. Wow. What's going on, buddy?
I heard the rapture clicks and I stopped because I was like, did that just happen? Oh, you got me right in the middle there. Hello, guys. How are we today?
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, speculating as usual.
What are you speculating about? Let me know.
Well, we were trying to think of how they can sort of implement multiplayer, kind of what sort of systems we'd like to see, and kind of what we feel would give the game the legs to stand on its own, so that we're not, like you've said before, sort of living update to update.
Right.
And me personally, I think it's tools to help us kind of be able to role play. So you see a lot of other games out there that are sort of in a similar vein, like DayZ. And you had Frankie on PC, that even though his videos were just the game, the stories that he was able to tell with it became epic. And he was a massive figure. And a lot of other YouTube sort of channel, like Minecraft, all of those things, that's why they get so huge and why people buy into it, because they buy into the person and the story. It's not all just about the game. It's got the game's the canvas, the theatre, the stage. You know what I mean? So yeah, exciting. That's what I'm hoping for.
Me too. Hey, while I got you on the call, you know that the video that me and you made with the no got me in trouble with some of the members of the community.
Really?
Yeah.
So funny.
Some people were commenting on the video saying, I'll have you know that the no is more fair to No Man's Sky than other game journalists.
No, they are not.
And then they continued to say, and I think you were being too harsh on the no. And I'm like, wait a minute. Mine is obviously a joke. Theirs wasn't. They literally made fun of the community in that last video, not just No Man's Sky.
Hey, I'm one of those 5 guys that likes No Man's Sky. And, you know what I mean? I don't think it's really fair that was said, because that's an unfair thing, especially when they're fully aware that it's going to like a really big, this is the game's chance to stand on its feet, to really make a new impression with new people, and to put a video out like that around the time that this news comes out, they know it's clickbait. You know what I mean? It's unfair.
Well, that's what the no does.
They're too deep into it at this point. I think they will be embarrassed if they turn around at this point and call No Man's Sky a success, which we all know that it is. But yeah, I don't think we will ever get that admission from the no.
No. But you know what? I asked everybody to do a comment raid in a positive manner, and I looked at. You guys gave him like almost 1,000 dislikes. You're right. So, and I looked in the chat or in the comments, and yes, a lot of you guys were positive, just trying to show him kindness, saying, hey, we want to let you know there's more than 5 of us. And, the game's great. A lot of people were really respectful. And the second video that they uploaded, the same guy, Brian Garr, was completely unopinionated during him talking about No Man's Sky, didn't say a single bad thing about it, and was serious. So whatever you guys did, showing up in the numbers that you guys showed up, congratulations, because you completely showed them that there's more than 5 people. So I'm happy that you guys did that, and I'm proud of you.
Dilly.
It's massively important that we all keep positive as well. We've got to keep that going, because that is the beautiful thing about the No Man's Sky community. It is all amazing people that are like really selfless, that do cool things for people around them. You know what I mean? And it's really nice that we've got that positivity. So let's, if PvP comes, like, let's celebrate that and let the people that want to celebrate that and to enjoy that, don't not watch their videos and stuff like that. Give them support as well, because it's something that's going to appeal to more people to come and check the game. Like, let's just respect that everyone can have a different experience in this game, and everyone can love it for what they want out of it. That's really important, isn't it? So yeah,
I agree, and I don't think that people are going to be forced into PvP. However, they're going to do it. No. Sean Murray's not going to take those players who love to stay alone, and they've got their bases all built up and they're role-playing, being stranded in the universe. Sean Murray's not going to put those people into an environment where they're now running for their lives and having to evacuate and leave their base behind. It's not going to happen, guys. There's going to be a way to either A, it's turned off, or there's a second mode. I don't think that anybody has to worry.
I think we can all trust fully in the Lord Murray's good judgment. He's look what he's bought us already, and we didn't know any of it, what was going to happen, and it's where it is now. So we just got to have faith. Just faith. That's it.
Exactly. Legislation. Wait. Legal stallion. Wait. Guys, and your names. Pick a planet for a PvP tournament later down the road. That's a great idea. You know what? That is a great idea. We need to have a Cobra gladiator planet. We need to build a base that has like a gladiator stage
arena
with the track around it.
Yes. Oh, that's a great idea.
Just imagine it now. Or Cobra riding in from one side of the Colosseum on the back of a plow, holding a lance.
Cobra ring around the Colosseum.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. That's done. We're doing that. Don't worry.
A space fight in the rings of a ringed planet.
Cobra, I'll help you design the track.
Okay. You know what? We also I hope they add in ways that we can race with our ships. Like put some kind of point points of interest that you can fly through that take you through a race that's around the entire solar system.
Yeah.
Will they need to?
That would be cool.
Will they need to sort of revisit the current system, the flight mode that we currently have?
Probably. I would love to see them give us more control over our ships.
Yeah, I would like
nice
to be able to trigger the pulse engine instead of having to hold circle. It'll be nice to actually hold the trigger and hold it long enough, and you actually take off from there.
I agree.
You could utilize the exocraft racetrack things as well. Instead of it just being the green ball, it could be like a big floating ring that you could like fly ships through. So you could like have ship races like that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Having the race go down onto different planets and going into the canyons underneath rock
racing.
Canyon fun.
You think with next we'll be able to actually fly under pillars and loops and things like that? Because currently we can't. So
I hope so.
Racing with crafts would be really cool if we could do that.
I agree, man. I really hope that they do that. I don't want them to make the ship controls too hard, but I would like to see them just a little bit more difficult, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Like halfway between Elite and what we've got now.
Exactly. Yeah. I want there to be a little bit of skill to doing certain things. Like, oh, wow, that dude can fly. Right now, if we see somebody flying, they're like, wow, they're using a game mechanic.
Yeah.
You know, so I want there to be skill. Like,
well, if dogfighting is going to be part of the new update, you know, I think they're going to have to change the flight mode that we currently have.
I hope so. I really do.
Guys, sorry.
Go ahead, man.
I came from Elite Dangerous a couple weeks ago back to No Man's Sky again, and like the landing and everything, it's just like in Elite you have to think about like, and I play with flight assist off as well, so there's so much you have to think about, and then in No Man's Sky you just press square or whatever it is on the keyboard and you just land without thinking, basically.
Dude, respect for playing Elite Dangerous. That game is hard.
I would like, for you to have to pick your landing spot, be careful about picking it, and, be careful about how fast you're coming down to the ground.
Yeah.
Certain things like that. Like if you land it too hard, whoops, now you got to repair that.
Control landing.
Yeah, I've got that enough of those issues in Space Engineers. I'm happy with most of the current ship mechanics in No Man's Sky.
I think what we're trying to say is we want burnout's kind of driving.
What I'd like to see is if you actually crash your ship into the ground, it becomes
we
damage.
don't want Gran Turismo. We want Burnout. We want it a little bit arcadey, and just right, so that you've got that the weight and everything. You've got the feeling when you're sliding around the bend.
Yes.
All of that.
Yeah,
but
perfect,
we need it to be arcadey so that everyone can get into it and like feel like they're enjoying it without it being too taxing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because conditioned. Not too difficult, still easy, but add in some things that you could do with skill. I mean, still make it easy, so that way people could still get around, but certain things I would like to see like a little bit of skill added to it. But
I would like
definitely
to see it to be a high risk, high reward thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to go under that loop, you be prepared to crash if you clip it with your wing, but at the same time, give me that option to actually do it.
Okay, I have to go now because it's almost midnight, but thank you so much for having me on the show.
Hey, buddy, it's been a pleasure, man. You take care, dude.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
All right, guys, we're going to go into the waiting room and pop in and see those guys there and see what they're talking about. So I will see everybody over there.
Okay.
Waiting room jump. Yeah.
It was a beautiful grass planet. The grass was probably 2 feet tall. I come back going after the update. There ain't no grass nowhere. The shrooms are gone. It's just, ugh.
Did somebody
Ugly
say
cat.
shrooms?
Oh, we're getting a lot of people in the chat now.
Somebody said. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Cobra?
The waiting room
Nothing
is
much,
now
Jamie.
a green room.
Yeah, we were talking about shrooms.
What are you guys doing in here?
I was
Busted.
talking
You
about
guys
my
been busted.
planet.
Oh my god.
We
Everybody
totally
that
were
says-
not talking about shrooms on my old planet. You picked a great time, Cobra. How are you, bud?
What's going on, man? What have I been missing besides shrooms, guys? What's been going on in here?
At least I didn't have to get a lawnmower to cut my grass because the Atlas Rises update got rid of my grass for me, but it never grew back.
Oh wow.
Sup, Cobra?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
You've been having a problem pronouncing my name, right?
Which one? Who's this?
Macron.
Huh?
Macron.
Oh yeah. The one that didn't want complicated controls.
What?
Wait,
controls?
Who are you?
Macron. Just call me Macron, not Macronicus.
Oh, Macronicus. Oh wait, don't call you that. Don't call you that. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, Macron.
Fine.
We'll call you Macron. What's up, buddy?
Speaking of mushrooms, I've got to harvest some.
Oh my gosh.
I got a problem pronouncing everybody's names and I don't know English very well.
I mean, you always pronounce mine right. You're always just like Jamie, like as in you're about to say G or something. Like, oh.
Any Jeans in here?
You know, I always say
Johns.
scene instead of Sean Murray, but that's my problem, not yours.
What brings you to the waiting room, Cobra?
Oh, we always jump in here at the end of the show and just.
Oh, we're not in the waiting room anymore.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
no, never mind.
We are. We're still.
Whoops.
You don't know where you're at, buddy.
We're all waiting for Cobra. Have you heard of him?
Shrooms are kicking in.
Yeah, so Cobra, what brings you to our show?
At the end of the.
Yeah, welcome to our show, Cobra. This is the waiting room where we like express our dreams and stuff, man.
You know what? I need to start just recording you guys and uploading the waiting room and let you guys post it.
I mean, you never believe what we discuss in here.
Oh boy.
You gotta record us secretly and then ask us afterward. Hey, can I upload it?
Yeah. This is practically a subcast in its own right. The waiting room. It's
Yeah, it is.
The discussions you get to have right here with the guy and with the rest of the community.
All right, Cobra,
With the
there is
best
this one thing we
villains of
discussed that you got to hear.
What is
so we were discussing freighters, like what if we could combine our freighters? Like imagine an animation where they're like coming together, a big hole opens up, and they're like they sink in together, and we work as one gigantic like freighter.
It's morphin' time.
Yeah, Transformers, man.
A convoy?
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing of the conversation you missed out on.
Yeah. Do you guys think that we're gonna have something like that to where we're gonna have common enemies to get together to fight? I mean, he did say big epic space battles.
Oh no, that you're gonna make Sean Murray sweat bullets because what if he forgot to put that in?
Or what if they had to remove it?
No, postpone the update. Oh.
Well, I was wondering if it will be similar to Sea of Thieves, where you have like a ship of a crew of 4, and if you'd come across another ship with a crew of 4 people, and then you can choose whether to take them down or.
This is going to be Sea of Thieves Galactic Edition. Literally, you can go around it. The sky is the sea at this point with multiplayer.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to do something new.
Okay.
And in about a few minutes, I'm going to have to go do something.
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
going to leave the stream up until 7 o'clock, and you guys can host it.
Dear God.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
What's the time now?
Huh?
Cobra's still going to be listening.
How long are we committing to this for?
There's a secret behind
Channel
this. What's the scam?
Yeah, Channel
Yo,
Strike.
it's good, guys.
What's the Shiganon, whatever it's called.
I made it.
I have been waiting for this day for a long time.
So what are you guys most excited for next? Watch how many people answer.
That's the word next. I mean, it's not present, it's not yesterday, it's next. I mean, I'm pretty excited.
I am too.
Carpets and curtains.
Me too.
All I can
Carpets
say is
and
next
curtains.
is gonna
Next
transform
means
No
something I
Man's
haven't
Sky.
seen yet. I gotta see this.
Yeah.
I'm excited about possible E3 build stuff that might be implemented into next.
Terrain.
But
Yeah.
definitely probably like rings around planets and bigger mountains and all this kind of cool stuff. And the art.
You see,
Green
no,
Power Ranger,
no.
man. That's what I'm excited about.
The first poster that they released with the guy standing near the ship, you know what I'm talking about? When they released that was like just concept art, and they liked it so much. I remember seeing the article, and then they just used it. This time around, with making the art, they know people are going to pick it apart. Okay, it's not the same as it was before, because now we're dealing with a different set of rules, a different set of expectations.
Yeah.
So I really feel like most of that's in there. You can pick it apart, and you can say, okay, it looks like they're going to go this route, because they're not going to be that naive to think that nobody's not going to do that. So rings around a planet, I can almost bet are going to be in the game just because of that, and that does.
How much you gonna bet?
How much am I going to bet? I bet you 100,000 nanoclusters.
Oh boy.
Ooh, man.
4.9
a lot. Just assuming you can trade him.
Does that even exist?
Can I like give you like a loan or something? Because this is gonna take a while to pay off. Do I get anything if I win? I mean, what if they don't add it?
Well, then.
Do I get to host your show, subcast, maybe one day?
What do you think you're doing right now, buddy?
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing right now, buddy? I'm being your co-bro.
You're already cashing in. That's not fair.
Yeah, sure thing.
Do you think they're going to bring in player trading? Do you think they're going to do that?
I don't have any confirmation, but why not?
I think I know they will, because you got people in the streets like me that don't have enough money to afford a new ship. So yeah, I think they're going to definitely implement that.
You got to think about it. They are going to do it because of
all I have to say.
Wait, what'd you say about me, Cobra?
I said JB's going to be a beggar in the Euclid Galaxy, begging for a larger ship.
We're gonna go right to the stinger.
Can anybody spare a few units, please?
A moocher.
Hey, if you ask every person for so much, it adds up.
It adds into the realism and the immersion of the game to have beggars.
Get it together, traveler.
P.S. I had no idea you'd be space.
By the way, Cobra, speaking of that, can I borrow some?
That's what
Yeah,
PvP
sure.
is good for.
Sure, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's what
Cobra, can I ask a
PvP is
question?
good for.
Cobra, can I ask a question?
PvP.
Yeah, buddy, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a quick one. Have we heard anything more about Mr. Zheng or whatever his name is?
There has been more information on the dev kits. On the dev kits that Dr. Nadal or whatever, Nadu, whatever. Let's see. I had something.
Because I have a theory.
Go ahead.
Oh no.
Well, here we go. Right. So this Mr. Zheng, right? He's the guy on the outside, right? That where have now got back. They've got him back. We helped that happen. Blah blah blah. Now I was wondering if Mr. Zheng's the guy that's outside the simulation. What if he created Emily to be his in-game avatar or his in-simulation avatar to try and free the people that are in the simulation, or at least warn them that they're in a simulation and to try and get them out. So I was just wondering if this Zheng guy, whether Emily is his in-game avatar, because if you're going to disguise yourself as someone, why not disguise yourself as someone completely the opposite sex?
But the Atlas Foundation created Emily.
Ah, I see. I'm not really up on the lore. It was just an idea I had. That was all. So.
Oh. Yeah, it's a good idea, but the Atlas Foundation actually created Emily. They called her Loop 16, but she introduced herself to us as Emily, which she in turn becomes the Atlas in the very end.
Oh, okay.
I mean, L plays. He's the Atlas.
What if it turns out that L plays is in fact a red herring, and the whole L plays was right is actually because it's such a convincing sort of theory to throw.
That was the other thing that I wanted to say as well. That's the other thing I wanted to say as well. You know, with L plays.
Yeah.
So sorry, with L plays, the question was L plays right, wasn't it? That was the answer to the thing. Was L plays right? That was the thing that came back through the law, wasn't it?
Yes.
So that's not actually confirming that L plays is right. It's just asking the question: is he right? You know, we don't know whether we are evil at the moment. The question's been asked, but as yet,
Maybe
we've got no answers.
maybe the Atlas has taken
Because
over
they did
the
use
headset.
the word apprehended as well, and that could be like an indication of it actually being sort of like something that's above board. Because you would kidnap, or you would you would kidnap someone, wouldn't you? You wouldn't apprehend them if you were doing it like in an illegal or bad way. It wouldn't.
True.
It's like a weird piece of language to use when you're, I don't know. It's been really bugging me that over the last couple of days.
Ant-Mon is in the chat, and oh God, he's saying, did he just say that L plays is a red hair? Because he's got red hair.
Okay, I did say red herring, but I didn't know anyone was going to actually pick
herring.
Cobra, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you something. I have the coordinates. So it's been a weird development on the convention center for the NMS CON. I have coordinates. What's going to happen is you're going to have to bring your starship there. You're going to have to do the whole thing to get your starship to the system. But can I send you the coordinates and you do a video later on when you have time?
Yeah. Send it to me on, what do you follow me on? Facebook or Twitter?
Pretty much everything except for Facebook, but I can get you on Facebook if you want me to.
No, just go ahead and send it on Twitter.
Okay.
Don't, just DM it to me so that way it gets like saved and not buried in all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's hyped
So
for
you
NMS
mean
CON?
all of those messages of love that I've sent you? You've never actually paid any attention. You've just thrown them to the wayside. I feel so hurt now.
So rejected.
So what was the main thing you guys talked about today? Because I just got here.
Transforming robots.
Oh hell yeah! I was thinking the same thing, man. You read my.
Freighters are actually individual ships, and they can slide and lock into each other, and they turn into a giant robot that you can land like Gundam, and then you can fight other teams in giant Gundam. It'd be amazing.
Hell yeah, boys!
Oh boy!
I'm telling you.
So people in the chat, no one's making fun of L Plays. L Plays is like a really super friend of the show. He comes on.
Oh, I love L Plays. Please don't think that I would in any way say anything that would be bad to L Plays. He's a giant figure of greatness in this community. He's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, no tall jokes. Come on.
Cobra.
I thought you were going to say giant Atlas, but okay.
Cobra, can we get something going? I have an idea for NMS CON. Can we give away with the posters? Could we do something like? Could we get everyone to sign all the NMS community? It doesn't matter if you're a YouTuber or not. Smallest guy is the biggest guy pretty much here. Can we get everyone to sign a poster?
How would we do that?
Physically,
Yeah, you can't send it around.
Send in a signature. We send in a signature and see if we can get someone to Photoshop it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Hell yeah.
Next is to use that on a check.
On second thought,
I got the idea from thinking that I wanted to make a drive down to meet Tim, the Drunken Taco, and get a signature from it because I'm one of his biggest fans here. But I thought then we could do Cobra, L Plays, all of you guys. I'd love a signature from everyone in the NMS community. It doesn't matter who, just everyone.
That's a good idea. You know what? I'm going to see if I can make that happen.
All right.
That's a really awesome. Good idea.
Because I will print that out on a 6-foot poster and I will put that up on my wall. If that happens.
Man, that is a good idea. I think I know someone who can do the photoshopping for me. So, all right.
What we want is the big next, the widescreen next poster. with the box art,
The new one,
something like
yeah.
that. With absolutely, with all the signatures on it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So is that the picture we would use? The next box art.
No,
Not
it's just a
the box
suggestion.
art, the wide screen is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The white one?
16 by 9,
The one you were
standard.
using on the I think it was the last subcast you had it as the background. The new box art where it's got like what everyone thought was the city.
For the wallpaper.
Yeah,
All right.
the one you use as a laptop background.
Okay, the really
16
wide
by
one,
9.
right?
Yeah, the watch screen.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get that started. I'm gonna
Welcome to the show, MZK.
somebody tweet that to me
Hey.
so I could get that into to all the Facebook groups and everything. Someone get me that wide picture.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that to you.
All right.
I'll get it to you if not someone else will. I know people are listening to this. There's at least 100 people listening to this, hopefully. But hopefully someone on Twitter will get it to you.
Ooh, this is gonna be.
I'm not.
We could do this. We could do this.
I want to see 1,000 signatures on that.
There was
thing,
a 500
That'd be
people watching
awesome.
you the other day.
Yeah, something happened. I streamed today accidentally on private, and then too quickly I changed it to public, so
Wait.
therefore it never gave out a notification to everybody.
Wait, that's possible. You can stream in private.
Yeah.
Who would have knew? Huh?
That's why I got it.
Yeah, I didn't get a notification either.
Right.
No, I legit walked on. I mean, I legit logged on YouTube. Just type in NMS CON and Cobra comes up live. I'm like, okay.
I mean, I was definitely not there, sat there watching videos about cats and the funniest things they do until like your notification comes up or anything. That's not how it happens.
I saw a video on my feed this morning. It had the no on it, but it was uploaded by Cobra, and I was like, "What is this?" And then it got taken down. I wasn't sure what that was.
I got in trouble
But it
for
had
that
the
by
no.
some of the members of my own community. They
really?
thought that I was being too mad and I mean too hard on the no, and some of them even stated that the no is more fair to No Man's Sky than every other journalist, and that I was too harsh and making that joke, and it was just a joke.
Completely disagree.
It was hilarious. You should have kept it.
I still have it.
Yeah.
I still have it, but
It was my favorite video.
Can I yeah.
What's that?
Can you edit stuff you've already put up? Do you know?
Yeah, but I took it down.
Yeah,
but
no,
I still have it, and I'm trust me, I'm gonna find a way to make it
No,
public.
you put it up and took it down, but it's not actually down.
What do you mean?
Well, it's private.
Still there on the end of the video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's at the end of last night's live stream.
Yeah.
Everybody save it.
Yeah, I download. Actually, I have work tomorrow, Cobra. But the awesome thing is it's a 6-hour work day for me. But I get to listen to your streams the very next day, and usually I won't listen to them. Usually I'll just hold off. But I guess you got into the room. But I love just listening to your streams on the work day on Thursdays. It's awesome.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, man.
I got a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Is there a consensus on what we're looking at multiplayer being? 2 to 4 players? Is that it? Or do you
Well,
get-
okay, let me explain that for a second. We know that there's 16 players right now. If you go look at Sea of Thieves, I think Xbox on their store says it's 2 to 4 players, and we know
But
that
it's way more than that.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's more than that.
Yeah.
So I think that 2 to 4 is just like a default like thing.
It's
so I don't
so
think.
what I
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think what that means is 2 to 4 co-op. So that's how many you can have like in a co-op party, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I've even expressed that. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that.
it's got to be like the limit for your actual party that you can make with other
Right.
people.
So does anybody play Sea of Thieves?
I want to. I just don't have an
I'm
Xbox.
not
and
familiar with
So,
it. I don't know if it's just
Cobra-
one world in Sea of Thieves. The problem I have with that on No Man's Sky is you have little instances here where if you warp to another area, how are the other players going to know where you're at?
Well, you could always
That's
just meet
true.
up at stations.
Cobra, there's a way you can play it. Xbox Game Pass. If your computer is high enough, you can sign up for a 2-week free trial and just play it through Xbox Game Pass if you want to.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll look into that. But yeah, I agree, and I've said it before. I think the 2 to 4 is like the 4 is like creating a group that has like game mechanics in it to keep that group together, you know, and you could still run
against other groups.
Yeah, exactly.
That part makes sense because if you're in a group and you warp anywhere else, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to see you on the map. But if it's 16 players and the other players spawn at random locations, how are you ever going to find each other? Unless they make it a massively multiplayer where everybody's just around and you could team up as 4 and follow each other around. That makes sense.
Yeah, Pulsar.
Someone using a DSL router.
But here, every universe is like a little instance with nobody knowing you're there except your party of 4.
Somebody shocked me. What was that?
So
was that a taser?
Are you going to be streaming Agony when that comes out?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Because I heard it might be coming out the end of this month.
29th, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's official.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Quick question. Just for like, because I found myself in this situation earlier. It might help some other people out there in the community. When it comes to kind of the hubs and stuff like that, there's a lot of them out there, and I think when we all kind of have a chat, we sort of say hubs, but no one ever really knows kind of who's in what hub, if you know what I mean. Like, I know you kind of do the TCC, and there's like the Amino, and there's like another Galactic Federation thing. But what's the best way for people to sort of get information on how to get to the hub that you're involved with?
Well, I've stopped advertising it because I want to see what's in next first, right? I have a feeling I've got a feeling there's going to be game mechanics in next that's going to tailor to the hubs. So I may want to move it. I don't know if I might have to move it. So I'm kind of waiting to see what's in the update to go further with the hub.
I'm quite looking forward to see how many hub tools there are. The thing that I want to see is like right now you can claim a planet, can't you, and claim a base on a planet. But what about you've got the regions of space, whether you could actually claim a region in the name of a certain group. So you could claim a region in Euclid, say, for the CSD, and then you could set then the naming conventions for all the planets and all that kind of stuff. That'd be really interesting if they actually gave us hub tools where we could actually build civilizations rather than just little communities,
I agree, and I really hope that's what I'm waiting for. And I think that's what we could be getting when Sean Murray said build complex colonies across multiple planets. I think that's a hint to hub integration within No Man's Sky.
Imagine if there's wars over deciding what the name of a planet is. So if you don't like what somebody named that planet, you can essentially steal the right to name that planet from them.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if they're going to have when you're on the menu, when you can see like the different guilds right now after Atlas Rises came out, I wonder if they'll have that where you can actually see a list of online guilds that, either Cobra has made or just anybody. And you could join that guild, and you might get benefits through that, or or it shows which this is more kind of tinfoil hat, but where which hub has controlled certain parts of space, which stars that they own, what part of the galaxy that they own would be kind of really interesting to see how that would work.
What if claiming your region of space works kind of like constellations, so it connects the stars?
Yeah, that's why I like Spore.
that'd
That's
be
what I kind of think it'd be like.
Be really nice for them to put like an official mobile app in place for hub support as well, like the Amino app with all the hubs and like all the information's there, like an official Hello Goons sort of one where it had all it played into all the systems in the game, so you could have like sort of guild management or whatever. You could do that, like if you're the leader, you'd be able to like promote people, and you'd be able to input information about the new planets that's coming in, stuff like that.
Right.
That would be awesome.
Guys, check this out. It's 6:32 where I'm at. I'm gonna go eat dinner, and if you're listening to the stream right now, you are listening to the waiting room, and we are going to go ahead and let these guys have the floor. And at 7 o'clock sharp, I'm going to end the stream. So 6:30. It's 6:33 now. I'm going to let them have the floor, and it's going to be all you guys You guys are
wow.
in control. You guys have the bridge. And at 7 o'clock, which is in little less than a half hour, I'm just going to end the stream. So it'll be a hard cutoff.
We'll try to be good kids.
Well, we'll do what we can to not get you.
That's gone.
Yeah.
So have fun, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you later, Cobra.
Yeah. See you.
Thank you for everything.
Bro.
All right,
See ya,
bye,
man.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right,
Am I the
you better
only one?
behave.
Am I the only one that realized how tribal the community got after the announcement? Like immediately on the Discord sub chat, people started forming groups, alliances, like immediately as the announcement was taking place.
Yeah, because no one had any reason to do so before,
Yeah.
did they? Because the PvP wasn't a thing. No, I mean, we all had that kind of go into hubs thing and that idea of kind of like grouping up, but because there was no sort of in-game real kind of reason to do it or anything, that there wasn't the motivation there for people. But now we know there's a good chance that you could be like fighting alongside with your pals. It's like people are just taking sides, aren't they? They're choosing, like, they're making sure they've got their best mates and stuff like that as their original four or whatever. I hope everyone's just like super excited to like get on this day one. Like everyone just loves it. I think it's.
I'll take the day off work.
Yeah, I'm going to take the year off. I'm taking the year off. I think I'm just going to stream flat out 24 hours a day until I've like just kicked the bucket on my chair or whatever. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
You realize 1.5 ain't coming until 2020, probably.
Let's get this update out of the way.
Every time we double the time.
So they may not.
that
We may
reminds me
they
when
may
I was
return to the more frequent updates like we had before.
Yeah, a little bit sooner, kind of like faster updates. I could see that. It reminded me, someone just got me thinking when I would remember when Sean was on Xbox and he said, and then the guy at the interview was like, so when does it come out? And for a second, when I looked at Sean, I thought he was going to be like, we can't say yet. That's what I thought he was going to say. Because you remember when he said that on Colbert? Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of came out all of a sudden, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the guy asked what day it was coming, like No Man's Sky was coming to Xbox, and Sean was just like, "Next is coming out on 24th." He's just jumping straight in there, like, "This is coming out then."
Straight up.
He started off with saying, I guess we haven't said when it's coming out yet."
Right.
Exact words.
I know. That's
One
why I
thing I
thought
wanna
he was
know,
going to
though-
be like, soon.
Yeah, one thing I want to know, it's pretty much a given that there's going to be ring planets. It was obviously on the box art, so we know we're going to get it. Do you think that's just going to be an aesthetic, or do you think there's going to be some use, that you can fly through it with a harvester to...
Yeah, it's called Don't Run Into It.
Hey, who's talking right now? Who said that?
Who said what?
You. What's your name?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Dave. That's just Dave King. I was just saying about the ring planets. It's on the box art, isn't it? So it's pretty much a given that we're going to get ring planets. But is it just an aesthetic, or do you think there's going to be some use to it?
Well,
my tinfoil idea of looking at the box art, which was, let's say they were purposely putting stuff there for us to look at. Well, they also had asteroids in there,
but they're already in the game anyway.
Yeah. So no, what I mean is, like, how Sean said a long time ago that we would be able to land on asteroids.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if that's what this update makes? We'll be able. There might have asteroids around the ring planets, and we could land on the asteroid while we're like on the ring planet, and that would look really cool. So.
The other thing I've noticed as well, when you're looking through your inventories and stuff, and you see the labels that tell you what the items are. There was one that I saw a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember what the ingredient was. I'm going to have a look a little bit later on. But it mentioned future long-range deep space drone technology, and that's what this item was used for. And I was thinking, well, that's not in the game right now. Do you think that's going to be coming in an update? Do you think that I'm going to be able to send a probe out from my freighter to different systems to scan what's there and then feed that information back to me, so I can then plot a route with my freighter to go from system to system? That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but then you're taking jobs away from people.
Yeah, that's true. But that's what drones do, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
To do all the stuff that
we don't want to do.
somebody else. Yeah. And
Yeah,
take jobs.
I feel like some people would like the idea.
Have an inventory management drone in that case. That would be nice.
Some people
Yeah,
might like the idea, though, of being the scout for a larger operation.
I'm hoping
Yeah,
they add a. I'm hoping they add a planet editor on creative mode where you can like kind of change shaders and kind of make your own planet. Would be kind of cool, you know.
Make a flat planet.
Just start from scratch like God and just make your own planet. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or you have it.
Or
you
add
model-
God mode where you can like fly really, really fast, you know, like no clip kind of.
Or you could mod it
that'd
so
be
that
kinda
instead of plants, it spawns buildings everywhere.
Oh, that'd be tight.
Building assets, and then you could have a city planet.
I bet someone's already done that. I bet there's a mod for that. On
I
the
would not be surprised.
yeah.
I was thinking about that when you were saying about the planetary rings. It's kind of a bit like Railrod's mod. It's got planetary rings and stuff, but that's just aesthetic, I believe. I don't think there's. I don't think you can land on them or anything like that. Yeah, that would be like all to do with scale, wouldn't it? Really, it depends how big the asteroids are compared to your spaceship, and then how you spread them out to be a flat disk, and how you get to how you organize that procedurally. I mean, wow.
Or more or less, they just have to
that's
create
insane.
a cloud and then just say, all right, spawn an asteroid field in said cloud. From far away, it might look paper thin, but up close, that thing could be really, really thick.
I'm watching Cobra stream, and this mod, Rayrod mod, looks amazing. Looks like they're on the E3 planet. It's kind of cool.
And Rayrod was getting 100 frames per second with his optimization. So anyone who says that VR isn't possible, I think it could be. Maybe not on the PS4 basic, but definitely when the PS5 comes out, I think we possibly could. I'm not saying it's going to be in next, but we possibly down the line could get VR support, I think.
How many frames do you need for VR?
60 frames per second locked twice, I think. For once
well,
for each eye, at least. I think that's right.
Well, I could stream on my PS Pro 60 frames per second.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know, I think
it's possible. I think we're on the verge of getting there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 90 though, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean
that's 60,
that's the best. I mean, starting at 90 is when you're less likely to get nausea. As you start below that, it starts to affect you more and more.
That's why the PSVR always, like, you know, I've tried all the VR headsets, and the PSVR just made me way too nauseous.
I thought that was really interesting about the E3, the Xbox thing, though. VR has not been mentioned at all. Completely silent about VR. Everyone was saying, you know, we could be getting VR, and not a thing's been mentioned. Not a thing.
It might be because we're not getting it, and they don't want to give us any idea.
Absolutely. That's what I think now.
Yeah.
I was leaning towards VR, but I think now, you know, from what I've heard and, you know, with the Xbox stuff and all that kind of stuff, I don't think we're going to be getting it. Not yet. Maybe in future, I think.
Well, didn't Sean Murray, he also delete his Morpheus tweet that everybody at first were like, oh, look, VR, and then the Rare thing. And then it looks like that they deleted the Morpheus tweet that Sean Murray. So maybe he did that because he was like, oh, you know, there's people saying there might be VR, and so they're gonna.
If they don't do it one day, they're shooting themselves in the foot, because it is literally the perfect VR app.
Yeah,
you couldn't have.
It's the perfect game to VR.
Have a better VR app. Yeah, you couldn't have. It's literally
the biggest game in VR, really.
You could even use that as the press headline, couldn't you? And it would be true.
Yeah.
Like open world, open galaxy to explore in VR.
I will say this for VR. Last couple of days, I actually was looking up news on it, just to get up to date on some of it, and they are driving forward. I mean, the tech is going forward quickly. They are.
I mean,
doing,
Oculus have got new things coming out now, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've got a new system coming out soon.
Yeah, they have they have version 2s of everything coming out, but even the Vive. But there was a whole bunch of stuff, and plus other companies. But you really should look it up yourself. But they have plenty of. It's moving pretty quick. It won't be very long where they have really high end stuff. I mean, right now I'm not satisfied. The PSVR, I have it, but I'm not satisfied with it.
Really?
You know,
I mean, I've been thinking about buying it. What's your thoughts on it then? Is it
Well, like the screen door effect, my eyes could see all that mess, and like field of view, it means something. It actually means something to me, and plus they need to really make games really suitable for it to begin with, and they haven't really totally done that like they should. But still, it's still not there, in my opinion. It just feels incomplete. I mean, I still rather look at a TV than the VR for very long because it just gets annoying. But I know they can do better. I know
if you
they
think
can
about
limit
it, though, it is like literally the Atari of VR, if you know what I mean. It's the very, very beginning of a very long line of iterations of this. And, by the time we get to kind of the PlayStation 1 of VR, you know what I mean? Like a couple of iterations down the road, it'd be akin to putting on a pair of sunglasses and putting a pair of gloves on or something, and like that'll be, you won't have all the wires or the trackers or anything, or they'll be so small that you can like literally just stick them onto the wall with a bit of blue tack or something. Like the technology is going to jump forward leaps and bounds.
They're getting there fast. I mean, they're doing all the tricks and trades. They're figuring out all the little details. They're getting deep into the science of everything. They're spending the money. It's there. The tech is coming quick. And we're going to have some fancy stuff pretty soon. I mean, they're really pouring the money to it right now.
Well, I heard 10 and 20 years we might get computers in our brains.
I'm thinking they're going to go and do something with because right now the planets are sort of like bland. Like I just was playing some No Man's Sky, and the planets, I just visited a couple of planets, and like the planets are just, a lot of them are plains. So I'm thinking maybe they'd go and update the procedural generation system to go and update some more planets, but it's just a thought. So
I'm sure the procedural generation is going to get overhauled. I'm sure it will. And I think the inventory management is going to get overhauled as well. I think it needs to be. It's a little bit clunky for my liking, I think.
Yeah.
Especially swapping items from one inventory to another. You can do it. There is a way of doing it quickly, but most people haven't even figured that one out yet about hovering over an empty slot and then pressing triangle, I think it is, and then you can just pick whatever inventory you want and move it across.
Yeah,
but it is quite clunky, I think.
No, it's really clunky, of course. Obviously, they're doing something with optimization because in order to build, colonies and cities, you know how it is right now. You have a limit for a reason. Because the PS4 or whatever can't handle but so much assets for your base and stuff. So obviously they had to have done something because that was actually needing optimization in a big way to be able to put all those assets together.
They're going to have to make the assets lighter, though.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I really want in the game, and that is backwards galaxy travel. Backwards galaxy travel. I'm in Galaxy 12, and I want to come back to Euclid with all my shit.
But can't you do
I
that?
want to come back with my S-class freighter and all my 6 starships. I don't want to have to start another save just to get to the center of Euclid.
I literally restarted again today because I'm in Calypso on my main character.
Can you just use a portal to come back?
Yeah. Can't you use a portal?
No, I've restarted it. No, you can't. No, you can't. You
No, you
can't.
You can only port. No, that's right. Portals are only through the same galaxy.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Once you're in Galaxy 2 or Galaxy 3, there's no traveling back to Galaxy 2 or Galaxy 1. That's the point. Once you go forward, you can't. Yeah, that's it.
What happens at the last galaxy?
Yeah, it keeps on going. I think someone got up to 256, didn't they? And then I think someone's actually been to 257, and they've said that galaxy is also different because they thought it was going to start repeating itself. But I'm sure someone's got to 257.
Oh my!
Oh yeah, I think I heard someone said they asked Sean if. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
You can't take your everything with you when you go to a different galaxy?
No, you can when you go forward. Everything goes with you, but you can't travel back from say Galaxy 12 to Galaxy 11.
That makes it.
You can only progress forward in the galaxies, which is like that. That's the same for both of us. I'm in Calypso. That's why I've restarted again today because I want to get to the hub or get to the area of some of the main hubs near to them.
I did cheat though. I actually went to the next galaxy and then I brought up a previous save and went back. I saved it right before I went and
That's
then
sensible.
looked around and then went back. I just wanted to see the animation. I wanted to see.
Well, I'm in Galaxy 12 at the moment, which is an ancestral galaxy, and it's got more dead planets in it and more exotic planets. But because it's got a lot of dead planets, it's got those big ring features. And I thought, you know, for next, they don't bring things into the game for no reason. They are going to come into play for some sooner or later for some reason. And I'm starting to think, because you can fly your ship through it, it might be backwards galaxy travel. And if that's the case, that's why I'm in Galaxy 12.
It doesn't make sense that they're not working because they are gates of some sort, aren't they?
All they do is give you law at the moment, don't they?
Yeah. You walk up to it and it just says malfunction, error, done that, and then you walk away from it and don't do anything. Yeah. I thought that might be the new Portals puzzle. I thought maybe they put that in for people like Ron Scoville and that to like get on and like figure out to make those work. Maybe because the first one possibly wasn't a puzzle and they just hadn't implemented it. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So maybe they put that in as like a little kind of nod to the people that were doing all the puzzling side of it. But yeah, hopefully it's something that enables that. I think it's the only way, because you've got all of the people that like ourselves that have sort of travelled forward and want to be on their main saves. You know, I don't want to be starting a new save again, but I feel I kind of have to if I want to join in with everyone in Lucid. You know what I mean? It's not,
Well, yeah, I'm exactly the same. You know, I've got one save. I've only got one save. That's a normal save. And I say I'm in Galaxy 12. I don't really want to have to go through all that grind again just to, you know, get back to Euclid again. You know, I just want to be able to go through a portal and get straight back to Euclid. And then
because we've got multi-tools that have got like crazy stats on, because we've been through like a couple of different galaxies. We've been able to go up and up like incrementally with those sort of stats. You know, I think mine's like damage is 69, my mining's at like over 40, and my scanning's really high as well. And I'm not going to find that tool in the first galaxy, but I don't think I should lose it and have to start again so I can play with everyone again, if you know what I mean. It seems a bit, I feel like I've wasted that almost 1,000 hours that I've put in.
So what are the benefits on going to a different galaxy? I haven't gotten to the center. I haven't really been interested in getting to the center. So
it's just different galaxy types. Like you've got Raging Galaxies, which is Calypso. You've got Ancestral Galaxies, which is the one that I'm in, Aptakaba. You've got the Lush Galaxies or Tranquil Galaxies like Ice and Tam. So I don't really want to give any spoilers out, but you do get a choice of where you want to go once you reach a certain part. So you can pick. But once you've made that decision, you can't come back. That's the thing. You can't come back once you've made that decision to go ahead, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, to get to the 13th galaxy, do you have to keep on getting to the other center each time?
Yeah, that's it. You can only
No
go forward, you can't come back.
Spoilers. Don't want to spoil it for anyone. Yeah. Don't want to spoil it for all those Xbox peeps.
Is Cobra still in the chat?
No. No.
I think he's stuffing his face.
Yeah, he said he was eating. He's going to stop the chat directly at 7, I believe. He's just going to cut the thing on. But essentially, we are all Cobra. We are an extension. We are like Cobra's toes and fingers.
Cobra's
eyes, nose, and ears. We are his body.
I think I just vomited in my mouth.
Well, I went stealth for a little bit because I'm at work, so I wasn't sure if he was still in or not.
What are you trying to say, that we're not good enough for you?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
That is not what I'm saying at all. Good heaven.
No, I think it would be brilliant for him to bring in the cross-galaxy thing. I think especially for like a lot of people that are like heavily involved with the community as well. A lot of people have moved on that put like loads of work in and like develop a lot of really cool stuff for the community as a whole. Like Sword AH, for example, that guy's a beast. Just saying, shout out to Sword AH, because he's built like farms everywhere that people just go in there and harvesting up and making millions and millions and that.
Absolutely.
And like he's put some serious time. And you've got other people like Zane, for example, that have set up trade routes
that trading video by Zane's is excellent. I don't know if anyone's seen that. Zane's
all of his stuff is
awesome.
Zane,
I want to see
what
Boyd Gaming can do as well with all the building tools. I want to see what Boyd Gaming can do, because he is absolutely awesome. Some of the stuff that he builds.
Yeah.
So
you'll get that as well.
Let me ask you guys this: what if in the next update, it's not a matter of reaching the center of the universe. What if that changes altogether? What if the portals that we're discussing that your ships can fly through, what if that's how you reach new galaxies? The center of the universe or the center of the galaxy that you're in is just the center. That's it. You just kind of fly around it.
That would be cool.
I mean, I think the speculation at one time was, I think people were wondering if the universe was just going to be one big massive universe, but I don't know what that would do to the CPU, the processing power that you would need to do that. Because I mean, like when you generate a new planet, it loads what it needs to load, and it throws away the rest, right? So that's how they can control the optimization, right? So
I think it just generates what you see in your field of view, doesn't it? It's essentially like when you bring up the camera, you get that grid around it. You know, you've got like the limitations of how far you can go with the camera.
Yeah.
If you imagine that, but your character be in the very center of that ball, and you staying in the middle of that ball wherever you moved, so the ball moves with you, but you're always bang in the middle of it, and like the draw distance, like the furthest thing away you can see is the edge of the bubble, if you see what I mean.
It's just like quantum physics. If you're not observing something, it doesn't exist. In the same way. Maybe our universe is a simulation.
Well, that's scary because if that's so, we're a simulation in a simulation, playing a simulation of a game that's in a simulation.
Right.
Mind blown. Sean Murray, mind blown.
I was just wondering if there was a need to have the multiple galaxies. Why not just combine a handful of the planets that you know, like maybe take the quantity of planets or star systems that you would find in like 5 or 6 galaxies and mesh them all together, and that's one big universe for us to play in. Because I mean, what are the chances? What are the odds of you on any given day meeting an individual in the game?
Neil,
Right.
I've been playing 450 hours and I've never met another player yet.
So there you go, right? That kind of gives you an idea of how massive even a section of that universe, that galaxy is, right? So would there be a need to load multiple galaxies? Why not just have one big massive universe to play in? You know, each planet is like loading a new map, you know, in Minecraft. It's so huge and so massive. Even if you spent your entire time just like terraforming one planet, you know, that would be your entire gameplay. You know, then you have how many other planets out there in one given galaxy?
18 quintillion, is it? I think that's is it 64-bit seed or something like that, isn't it?
It would take us all as a community about 500 and something billion years to discover every planet.
That's insane.
The actual sun would go nova before everything
We get it,
would have been seen. Yeah.
And that's if we were exploring it every second, which we don't, because come on, we go on a planet and we stay there for a while, so it's more likely probably like a trillion years, you know?
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. So, and that goes back to my question: is there a need to have, 257 galaxies, right?
Yeah, of course.
You can look at that like our own solar system there as well. You could be like, well, do you really need more than 10 planets in the universe?
Yeah.
Not really, because we can only live on one. But ultimately, we do. We have that, and we never know what the possibilities are out there. And that's what I always sort of thought about the game. What if the planets are actually out there that everyone keeps saying about? They're like, the E3 planet and the E3. What if it actually exists? What if somewhere out there is actually the E3 planet and the hologram in the space station with the 3 planets and the 3 moons? What if that is is the E3 planet and that's actually the real end?
Oh, that's just reminded me of something as well. Yeah. Did anyone ever see that video of Sean where he was being interviewed and someone asked him whether the Sol Earth system is in the game, and he looked very coy and he turned around and said, "Well, and he didn't really want to answer the question." Now I'm English, obviously, and I know obviously Sean's Irish, but I understood his body language. I've got a feeling that somewhere in Euclid is the soul system with all of our planets somewhere. But at the moment, no one's discovered it yet. But I am convinced that it's in there somewhere. Convinced.
Something very much like I think, pretty close. I would imagine, like the way that
It was
they
just
would have put similar rules in,
if
wouldn't
you
they?
go back to look at the videos, I can't remember what video it is, but if you go back and look at it, his body language was really interesting when he was asked a direct question. I thought it was really interesting. So yeah, I've got a feeling it's in the game somewhere. But
You know, you guys
yet
are
to be
onto
found.
something, but my only problem with that is, you know, I feel like someone like Rayrod would have, like some data miner would have said, "Hey, this E3 planet is here." So I don't know, but you know,
Well,
it's,
no,
the
Rayrod
planet
has stated
itself
that you
is
can
there, but
carry
it doesn't
with
look
them.
the same anymore. You know, so the actual E3 planet, the planets that they showed they're still there. They're just not they just don't look the same. You know.
And that
it's a
E3
different
planet
build.
was partially scripted as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Not all of like so for the animals and all that stuff.
The animals,
that part,
that big rhino
but,
coming through the trees, that was triggered, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the actual planet itself was a procedurally generated planet in their old build. And so were other, because there's an interview you could find where Sean's like, I think it's like 20 minutes worth where he's going on that planet, just, you know, walking around, going in caves, you know, just showing off different parts of that planet that everybody wants to go to. But what's weird is you look at some of the stuff in the lore, it looks like there's coordinates to that planet. So maybe hidden in the files they still have just that one planet that looks like that. But I doubt it. And
That would be cool
think
if you come across something and it gives you the coordinates to find that planet. You know, just by chance, then I don't know, you come across a piece of lore or something, or unlock something that here's the coordinates to the E3 planet. Go on, go and find it. You know,
Imagine that we get the next update drop.
Yeah.
When the next update drops, we all spawn in. We choose the multiplayer thing, and you all of us wake up on the E3 planet, and you see this like crashed freighter off in the distance, and you see your mate like waiting for you. You know what I mean? It'd be epic. It'd be like the best comeback in the history of gaming history.
I believe.
What's up, guys?
I believe.
Cobra.
Hey.
Cobra's back. Hey,
Oh
hey,
my.
Cobra. Real quick, I wanted to, I'm sitting there eating dinner and I thought of something really, really cool. You know how I always try to give back to the community. I always like to try and give people the chance to have a voice. And that's the reason why the subcasts were made. And as I was eating dinner, I was thinking to myself, how, I was looking at the chat and I see Stuart Ellis actually donated saying good discussion, guys. So one of the things I'm thinking maybe doing is every day at 7:00, unless I'm recording a video or unless I'm doing a live stream at that time, if anybody wants to get into the waiting room, I'll pop in there and record your conversation, and we could start a new show on the channel called Atlas 102 FM, like a galactic radio station where
There you go.
Oh,
That'd be awesome.
where it tunes in.
I'm so dang.
It tunes into you guys, and you guys get a chance to talk about your YouTube channels, to have a discussion on your own, and I'll upload that. It won't be streamed live, but I'll upload it as just an upload of anybody in the community that wants to have a voice. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, really quickly as well, you mentioned in one of the live streams the other day that you were possibly going to be doing a new show that was focused on No Man's Sky. It was kind of like paranormal.
Yeah, it's
kind
called
of
Rabbit
Art
Hole.
Bell style stuff. Yeah, I need to talk to you about that.
Okay.
Definitely, 100%. I've got some really, really cool things that if you haven't heard of them before, you need to talk about them because it's amazing.
Most definitely open to everything. Yes, I definitely want to talk to you about that. I do have 2 videos to record, so if anybody's still in here after I am done recording those videos, I'm gonna pop back in here and just hit record and just maybe start that new episode or start that new series now called Atlas 102 FM, and we'll see how it goes.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know. It's really strange.
Getting tased.
It's a false star.
I think somebody's maybe might be addicted to self-inflicted tasing. Hey, don't knock it. I've been to nightclubs where people pay to have that done. I've seen it.
Oh, the life of Cobra.
When you say I've seen it, is that kind of like when most of us say I'm asking for a friend? Is that the same thing going on there?
You know when Cobra says I've seen things, now we know what he's talking about.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good day. Semtex, get with me on that, and we'll discuss it. Everybody have a good day. Everybody stay safe, and come back alive.
Yeah, good seeing you, man.
Good Cobra.
Good speaking to you, Cobra. Speak to you tomorrow.
Okay, buddy. Have a good one, man.
Thanks, Cobra.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
I'm too late.